Welcome to Swish and Flick, an all Potter podcast.
Swish and flick. Everyone? Swish and flick.
Hello and welcome to episode 151 of Swish and Flick. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Megan.
I'm Katie.
And I'm over it.
And this episode is sponsored by Jennifer Dardis. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you,
Jennifer.
This is the Mew of our podcast.
The Mew.
Pokemon number 151.
Oh.
You're welcome. Sarah, you can excuse
I
yourself from
literally
this
was like,
conversation.
I'm like, when you said Mew, though, I think I did know it was a Pokemon.
I'm proud of you.
A Pokemon.
Pokemon. How do you pronounce it?
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Pocket monsters.
But don't they call Pokey? Isn't that what it's called? Or is it called Poke?
Pokeball.
No, I'm talking about, like,
Pokemon.
it's a type of food.
Oh,
dish.
Poke food.
A Pokeball.
Yeah.
Or a
Pokeball.
poke. Isn't it just poke?
Slowpoke.
It's a poke.
I think it's like raw fish.
What's
I think
happening?
it's a
Well, it's like cooked, but like not cooked.
Poke.
poke bowls.
Mon.
Pokemon.
Balls.
Today we will be discussing the second halfter. What? What is happening? Oh, the second half of chapter 18.
This is off to a fantastic start.
Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Dumbledore's Army. So make sure that you have read the chapter and you're ready to snoop your way through the
I
details.
have a question before we begin.
That's fine. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because no one knows what I'm going to say next.
Okay.
We're going to go to Megan for Weekly Profit.
No, we're not, because we're going to go to Sarah.
Well, like, if you think about it, we see, I guess that the Order of the Phoenix is, like, a big deal in this book, but, like, wouldn't you say Dumbledore's Army is a bigger deal?
I agree.
But do you think that she didn't want to name the book Dumbledore's Army because that would be, like, not a giveaway, but, like, kind of a spoiler without knowing anything?
I think,
Yeah.
I think that, like,
Harry Potter and Dumbledore.
the Order of the Phoenix is just, like, such a huge part of the rest of the series.
I mean,
It's, like, a really good
I guess.
opener.
But, like, this is, like, their own Order of the Phoenix,
I
you know?
mean, that's fine.
But maybe that's why she did it, because, like, she's, like, tricking us. Like,
Well, they
Harry
all
Potter and
become
the
part
Order.
of the Order.
Right.
Do they, though?
Technically.
Fred and George, at least. They're the only ones old enough, really.
So is
Yeah, but,
that
like,
everyone,
Cho,
Tiffany?
The other
Well, I'm
Hufflepuff.
sure all of them would after they were
Hufflepuffs.
of age. You could consider them
Do you know
members of
who
the Order.
definitely becomes a part of the Order of the Phoenix?
Not you.
Marietta.
Want to have that conversation again?
I really would rather not.
Well, she's brought up at the end of this chapter because
Well-
she doesn't want to be there.
Then why'd she come? Leave. Don't come back.
I'm not doing this.
Yes.
We already said our pieces.
Weekly Profit News.
Yeah, do you want to tell me something?
Yeah, so I wanted to highlight a Black-owned Etsy shop.
Do
And
tell.
I found one that has some Potter things, which is cool. So it's called Book and Reverie. And they're book-inspired candles, which is
pulling
cool.
it up. I'm pulling
They
it
also
up.
have Greek mythology ones, and you know I love that.
Yes. So there's all different kinds. There's like a Luna scented one. There's
Ooh, a red queen.
Ooh, I enjoy.
wizarding jelly beans.
Look at the
Ooh.
chocolate frog one.
There's house ones.
I like that.
There's-
Mine's called the Wise House.
There's a little tiny froggy.
Cute.
Where's mine?
Oh, and there's one called We're All Mad Here
Brave
for
House.
Alice in Wonderland.
Brave
the
House.
Little Princess. Basically just like all book themed.
The magical Great Hall.
Wine and books, Sasa.
Wise House. I think it smells like night air, books, and clever magic is what that says. Or maybe that's just what it says on the thing, but it looks really cute.
What does mine smell like?
I'm going to look at mine.
Garbage.
Oh my
that'd be
gosh,
yours.
I need this. Spiced pumpkin fireplace brave magic. Oh my goodness gracious.
Ooh, I love the God of Fire. God of Fire. God
Mine
of War candle, Aries.
Look at
is lemon muffins, nutmeg, and just magic.
That sounds delightful.
Ooh,
What's
this
living
is-
there?
Can we order some?
I would love to.
Ooh.
Dark waters, incense, and ambitious magic.
Ooh.
That sounds like so me.
That sounds awesome.
Look at the detail though on the
Packaging.
yeah.
Yeah,
really
packaging is
cool.
beautiful.
Oh my god.
So this is awesome.
There's Deathly Hallows on it. I am so
I'm
sold.
here for it, man.
So sold.
Go.
All right.
Blow all your money.
So
right now.
what is the name of this shop again?
Book and Reverie.
On Etsy.
Yes.
So go check it out.
The next bit of Weekly Profit news is that next weekend, after this episode comes out, Katie and I are officially going to be residents of Florida.
Floridians,
Wow.
which is crazy,
It is pretty
but
crazy.
exciting.
I have some big news too. That weekend, I'll also be a resident of Ohio still. Because I'm not moving.
So,
Did you guys get nervous there for a second? Like, what is she gonna say?
I thought you were
No.
gonna say of Florida because you have a place to stay there now.
Oh.
That's where I thought you were
I
going.
have a new vacation home.
yeah, basically. So yeah, we're hitting the road and
Around
we're
the road
recording
again.
we're recording this episode a couple weeks before, so we're hitting the road in a couple of weeks. And
Can't wait to get on the road again.
I thought Sarah was gonna say that she can't wait for us to leave.
I'm counting down the days.
The
Oh my
road,
God.
Jack.
But
Don't you come back? No,
Yeah.
you can come back.
oh, we're gonna come back.
Don't
if
worry.
Ohio will let us.
No, we won't.
We're gonna shut it down.
So yeah, that's exciting. Kate and I are moving.
New adventures.
New
I
adventures.
feel like this is how you said it. Kate and I are moving.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was editing some of our vlogs and I was like, I talk really monotone all the time and I sound like unhappy all the time.
I have
need to change that.
never thought that.
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, well that's good because I was just listening to me talk in this like one part and I was like, I sound like not a nice person.
Well, that's a
Oh.
different question than what you said originally.
Oh my god.
I just sound like I have like no emotions about what I'm talking about.
That
not
doesn't-
true.
Like, that doesn't mean you're not a nice person. So you
Well,
can sound
sure.
monotonish and be a great person.
Basically, Sarah's
Or vice
saying
versa.
I'm not a nice person.
No, I'm
and
just
I
saying that was
shouldn't
not what you
compare the
originally.
two.
You're always your own worst critic, and that goes
Yeah. I'm
for
sure-
hearing your own voice
Yeah.
via audio. It's weird.
Yeah.
Or like my face doesn't show emotion sometimes.
Mine does.
Your face will surely show it.
Okay.
So
I need
No,
to
I've
I've gotten used
literally
to-
never thought that of you.
well, that's good. That's good. I just like I've gotten used to hearing my own voice. I don't hate my voice as much as I used to.
I know. I heard myself because I was wearing headphones the other day when I was recording, and I was like, I'm not used to that. You know, we don't record with we don't when
Yeah.
we're together don't record with headphones on.
Yeah.
And I think like 3 years ago, I would have been like cringing the whole time, being like, ugh.
Yeah,
and
for
now
sure.
I'm like, ugh, I
I'm like,
still
yeah,
don't care for
whatever.
my voice, but like,
I love my
I
voice.
like
I
the
sound
way it
great.
sounds to me. Okay. If that's what you think.
Okay, Gryffindor.
You like to take unnecessarily long pauses.
Because I have to think.
I don't.
So,
I don't.
yeah. Anyway, I need to
pause.
work on my facial expressions. That is my
Is
little
that your
note to
Florida
myself.
goal?
That's my Florida goal. I
You
want
know-
to work on facial expressions.
Do you have to?
I want to vlog more. So like, I
Listen,
don't
why
want
do
to
you-
like always just be like,
I was a cheerleader,
so
and I
excited,
can
and I, like,
teach
have
you.
no- I don't need to be that much.
I mean,
Oh my
I think you
God.
could still vlog and not worry about how your face looks.
No, I know. I just like I don't want to like always just look like a Debbie Downer while I'm
You
talking.
don't.
I feel like I do.
Let's move on because I can't. It is time for. Stop laughing.
I can hear Katie more than you.
Now I can't do it.
It was so beautiful.
For the recap.
Oh my goodness.
It was gonna be so good until I looked at Salsa in the eyes.
The recap.
It is here. It's because I watched Frozen today, and they're, she's
Sing it.
being queen, and they're like, Mom, I don't know what they say.
I know what you're saying.
Let's have some yum-yums.
I brought snacks.
Did you?
You had a Gushers.
I want more.
Go into the recap.
All
I
right.
have water.
Mr. Krabs, I have an idea.
I know that one.
Oh, oh my god. All right, recap. Last time talked about the Gryffindor Quidditch team.
Boo.
They're reformed.
Boo.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Boo, boo, Gryffindor. Sorry. Not sorry.
Ain't no laws when you're playing the claws. What?
What are you? What?
I don't know.
All right. You mean the claws? All I can think of is the claw machine.
The claw.
I meant like
Ravenclaws.
Ravenclaws.
moves. Please. Okay, go ahead.
So they try to practice, but the weather is too terrible, as are the boils on Fred and George's butts. Harry's
Is
scar.
that where they were?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they were walking bandy-legged.
Mm-hmm.
Harry's scar hurts again, and he realizes he can feel Voldemort's moods. That's weird. And he keeps having the same dream.
Dream, 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 dreams. No one wants to sing a summary for Sasa? There was a lot of S's, sorry. So Dobby is proving to be helpful again, and I don't mean that in a sarcastic way. He genuinely is. Sometimes I have my own bias, because sometimes I don't care for him. Anyways, and he tells Harry about a place for him and his friends to play. Could be fun news, dudes and dudettes. And there has been a time and a place set up for the new club, and when it arrives, it's perfect. It even has books for Hermione. And then they come up with a name for their real cool new super secret fighting club, and they start practicing right away.
Is
Whoa,
this
man.
like
And then-
Wizarding Fight Club?
And then the chapter ends with something groundbreaking that has never happened before. Ron and Hermione are arguing.
What?
I know. I don't want to upset
What?
anyone.
They've never done that.
Unacceptable.
I know.
I mean, 151 episodes later, the Mew episode.
The Mew episode.
I got real confused. I'm like, do you mean new?
The Mew.
That's kind of what she sounds like.
She sounds like a kitty cat.
I made Meg watch the first Pokemon movie with me.
It's so good.
Did you make her watch the
I'd seen
SpongeBob
it
one?
before.
Because that's
No,
hilarious.
but we need to. You've seen it, haven't you?
I have seen it.
Now that we're
But she
men.
needs to see it and like pay attention.
It's so good.
I know.
Don't think we don't know how to weed.
You said that on every episode like the last 3 months.
Since I watched it the other day.
It's been like the listeners are gonna get like 3 or 4 weeks in a row of SpongeBob movie quotes.
Yep.
I did talk about it the other day when I was not around these parts. I was like, you gotta watch it.
Now that we're
It's
men.
funny. We can do anything. Now that we're men, we are invincible. And she's like, I didn't say that.
Jeez.
They're trying to get to Shell City, man.
Back to Harry Potter.
Yeah, Patrick. We never made it to Shell City.
Alright, now you're just kind of bumming me out.
Are you two done?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
Oh gosh.
So in Harry's dream, he's like stretching out his hand. He's inches from grabbing the door handle, and then he wakes up with a start. Harry Potter, sir! And all the candles in the common room, they've gone out, and Harry says, "Who's there?" It's the Prince of Bel-Air. No, but
Oh my god.
in
Oh my
reality,
God.
it is Dobby, and he has a cured Hedwig with him.
I have a question. Why is he taking him there so late at night? Like, wait to the daytime. Sir.
Well, it's Dobby. He's super excited.
I guess that's true.
So, quote, Dobby the house elf was standing beside the table on which Hermione had left half a dozen knitted hats. His large pointed ears were now sticking out from beneath what looked like all the hats that Hermione had ever knitted. He was wearing one on top of the other so that his head seemed elongated by 2 or 3 feet.
Whoa.
And on the very topmost bauble sat Hedwig, hooting serenely and obviously cured.
Aw.
I love that she's on the top, the tippity top.
I
Yeah.
need someone to draw that.
That would
Thank
be
you.
Isn't it the
so
chapter art?
cute.
Is Hedwig on top of his head in the chapter art?
Oh, fine.
Oh,
for
on
me.
the chapter art? I don't know. Sasa's gonna look and break things.
Mm-hmm.
No, just unplug my computer.
So Dobby volunteered to bring Hedwig back to Harry from Professor Grubblyplank, and Harry was a little bit caught off guard because he was really focused on his dream, and he was looking at Dobby and his ensemble, and it's like taking him a little bit.
I mean, that's a lot. Like,
It's a lot to take in.
that's not normally what he wakes up to. So seeing that being like woken suddenly,
Yeah.
it's a surprise.
So he keeps looking at Dobby. He's also wearing several scarves and innumerable socks. so much that his feet looked too big for his body.
Aw.
I love him.
With some cozy toesies.
Are you cozy?
Are you cozy? So Harry asks him if he's been taking all the clothes that Hermione is leaving out, and he says, no, giving some to Winky. Harry asks how Winky is. And this is really, really sad. Dobby explains what's been happening with her since we last heard about her. Is the last time we heard about her in Goblet?
Yeah.
so.
That's what I thought.
Well, that's when we meet her. Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like in this book we haven't heard from her? is what you
Right,
mean.
yeah.
We haven't heard from Dobby either until now.
True.
True.
He's always around.
Like, who's the one from Puffs?
Oh.
I've been here the
Oh.
whole time. Pippi.
Quote, Winky is still drinking lots, sir, he said sadly. His enormous round green
Oh, man.
eyes, large as tennis balls, downcast. She still does not care for clothes, Harry Potter, nor do the other house elves. None of them will clean Gryffindor Tower anymore. Not with the hats and socks hidden everywhere. They finds them insulting, sir. Dobby does it all himself, sir, but Dobby does not mind, sir, for he always hopes to meet Harry Potter, and tonight, sir, he has got his wish. Dobby sank deeply into a bow again. I thought that house elves had to be presented with clothing in order to be freed.
I wondered though if
thought
they
the
just
same
find it
thing.
insulting.
Because like it's
Just
clearly hidden.
insulting.
Correct.
It can't work, but it's like,
Just
Why would
yeah,
you
they're
do
like,
that
why are you
to them?
hiding this?
yeah,
That's
Because
kind
it's
of
like so clearly for them.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. They need to have a conversation.
I agree. This is something that I don't care that she like what she does. You know what I mean? And this happens in real life where people are like pushing their ideas on.
It's that, or it's like somebody saying things without having like all the information,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
realizing that you're wrong and you need to change your ways.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like, you're trying to like really like her heart is in the right place where like she
It really
wants
is.
everyone to have the rights,
Yeah.
but like you need to have like if you're going to have a conversation about a group of people, you should have people from that group in the conversation because it's affecting them
Sasa
significantly
soapbox.
more so than you.
Sasa
It
soapbox.
just is it's stupid.
Yep. Thank
Because
you.
like how can Hermione tell you how a house elf feels? She can't because she doesn't know.
This
You know what I mean?
applies to so many different areas of
Yes.
life.
Yes, I agree that she should get them in on the conversation. But I think where her head is at in this is that she feels like they're brainwashed. So they're not going to say what she thinks they should say, which I'm not saying is correct, but that's what she's thinking.
That is
And
too
but-
true
and
as
that's
well.
not for her to say what they should want.
Mm.
Like you could present them all of the information, and from my point of view, you could present them with all of the information, and if they choose to not want to be free or whatever, like that's their choice. But if you give them all,
you can do is give them the option, right?
You can't force people because then you're just forcing them from being forced to do one thing to being forced to do something else.
Free.
I don't disagree with her, though, that they are partially brainwashed.
I don't disagree with
Yeah.
that either.
It's just a tough situation.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In it.
Like Sarah said, her heart is definitely in the right place here. It's just like her manner
Her
of
approach.
yeah,
Yeah.
of going about it is all wrong.
Yes.
And I like part of me gets why she does do it the way that she does, but that still doesn't necessarily make it the right thing to do.
And how? All right.
But I still love Hermione.
We know. Dobby, being an incredibly selfless dude, asks Harry how he's doing because he says, you don't seem happy.
What a good guy. you
Well,
know?
even though he's got like Winky on his mind, he's like, but enough about me. Like, you don't seem happy. He's like, you were muttering in your sleep, and he asks him if he's having bad dreams, and he says that he wishes he could help Harry Potter. I just love that.
He's so
You know,
selfless.
I really wish that like they didn't cut all of the stuff that like he's done.
For Harry?
Yeah, from
Yeah, no,
the
I know.
movies. You know what I mean? Because like for majority, like I feel like I've been inundated with the movie so much that I like forgot. And like now reading this, like I won't lie, I did not care for Dobby when we started this reread. And no, not that I like love him, but I'm like, dude, like you're less annoying now than when I first met you in the second book. And you're way more helpful than I remember. You know what I mean? Like he's a good friend. Like I can get now reading it, thinking to like what happens in book 7. Like I can understand Harry's reaction more so. Like the first time I was like, dude, it's just Dobby. He was annoying. But I was also like 17 reading this book.
Right.
So now I'm like, oh, I can understand.
Well,
I would be upset too.
That's
And
why
then I'm
his
thinking,
death,
like,
I think, is more emotional
Yeah.
for book readers
I
than
was
movie
gonna say, like,
watchers.
I'm
For sure.
curious. I'm curious to like hear if there is anybody who's a listener who is just a movie watcher. Like, do you get Dobby's death? Like, do you feel the feels that like people say that they feel?
And why Harry used a spade rather
Yeah.
than a wand and did
what he did,
manual
Yeah.
labor for someone who went above and beyond. I mean,
Yeah.
Malfoy Manor would have been an epic disaster. The battle would have happened there. Voldemort would have come back there, and it would have been horrific.
it would have been a total loss.
It would have been a
for the good
massacre.
side. Yeah, they would have lost.
They would have
The
lost the
Horcruxes
whole- they
wouldn't have
lost
been
the trio.
gone.
Yeah,
Harry-
everybody would have been dead.
It would have been awful
Yeah.
and completely underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Completely.
like rereading, I'm like, geez, like you did so much, Mr. Dobby, sir.
So much, sir. Harry tells him thanks for the offer, but there isn't anything that he can do for him. Harry decides that he will have to finish his essay that he was working on tomorrow, and in the firelight, he sees the scars on the back of his hand illuminate, and then a little light bulb goes off. Bing! Well, maybe there is something that you could do for him, Dobby. And Dobby is delighted and says, name it.
Dude,
him.
quality
Yeah.
elf.
I also just want to say that like it makes me so sad that the filmmakers cut him out so much purely just because like they didn't like
The way he
animating him.
Looked better
And,
than
like,
Well,
Rob.
did
Well,
the
for
actors say they didn't like
sure.
acting with the tennis ball thing either?
Probably, I don't know.
Then
but,
use
like,
a Yoda puppet. It's the same thing
but, like,
almost.
it's not like Dobby's the only thing that was like CGI'd, you know?
No,
I
for sure.
completely agree.
And
well,
I just
we
like
can't talk about Gronk,
cutting
'cause
him
that's just-
completely out of 4, completely out of 5. Like,
Yeah.
And then he just
Well, I completely forgot that it was
him that gave
him
the gillyweed.
and not Neville.
Yeah.
yeah, in 4.
But I do like.
was
'cause, I mean,
convenient that it was Neville.
realistically, they have to cut a bunch of stuff out for a book series to become a movie series. And I like that Neville was still a part of it, but like all of the main, like they're so much bigger in the books. Like Neville's so much bigger, Draco's so much bigger, Dobby is so much bigger.
They really pare it down to just the trio in
Yeah.
the movies, which is
And
like
even that,
realistically probably what they need to do, but like it just sucks.
Yeah.
But they also like they gave a lot of Ron's great lines to Hermione and things like she shouldn't know because she didn't know in the books what a mudblood was.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
they deserved better.
Because that's
Dobby
things that she
deserved
wouldn't
better.
know. That's not going to be in the books that she's reading
Yeah.
before she goes to school or
Just
whatever.
Ridiculous.
Anywho,
Dumb.
I'm gonna remake them all.
I need a TV series.
I'm gonna play each
Honestly.
character.
HBO plays the movies at right now. Let's pair it up.
7 seasons.
We're thriving.
Netflix miniseries.
No, I want more than 7 seasons.
I want a pre-Marauders.
I want 2 seasons
per book.
per book.
Yeah.
Gee, many Christmas.
Give me all the details.
Yeah.
Give me the
But like, how would they do that?
I don't know, but I'd
They
watch it.
wouldn't.
I'd watch
I
it.
would watch it.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
eat that up. I
Depends
knew.
on how
I
many-
know what's
would
gonna
be,
happen,
like,
and I'd
so
eat that up.
sad to not have Alan Rickman as Snape though.
Facts.
This is like a
Get
whole
Adam-
other
get
conversation.
Get that hot guy.
Driver.
Yes, Adam Driver.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm objectifying you, but I just meant I couldn't remember your name, and you are attractive. You're also a phenomenal
He's
actor.
also a
I know
great
you don't
actor.
listen to this.
Maybe
But-
he does. You don't know.
I mean,
Adam
Adam
Driver.
Driver, let me tell you, you
You're
should have won
the
an Oscar
best.
for Marriage Story.
Agreed.
You're the best person in Star Wars.
That's a lot.
I know, but I love Kylo Ren. Okay,
I love me
let's
some
move
Kylo
on.
Ren.
Harry says, quote, I need to find a place where 28 people can practice defense against the dark arts without being discovered by any of the teachers. Especially, Harry clenched his hand on the book so that the scars shone pearly white. Professor Umbridge. So Harry's not going to be disappointed. He doesn't even have to wait. Dobby is so excited. Right away, he was like ready to tell Harry where to go. Quote, what he had not expected was for Dobby to give a little skip, his ears waggling happily, and clap his hands together. Dobby knows the perfect place, sir, he said happily. Dobby heard tell of it from the other house elves when he came to Hogwarts, sir. It is known by us as the come-and-go room, sir, or else as the room of requirement. Something else I want to point out, because Voldemort thinks that he's so much better than all these other people, creatures, beings, whatever.
The house elves knew about it.
He thinks that he's the only person, get serious, to know about the room of requirement, that he hides a Horcrux there, but he doesn't think that like house elves would know about it or anybody else would find this room.
I don't think he wants to get serious because he already has his cousins.
All right. He wants to get for real. On the for real, for real. You know what I'm saying?
But this is his major flaw. He thinks,
Absolutely.
He thinks too high of himself.
Yes.
And that like you think that you monologuing for 80 years isn't gonna make people like be able to like get, you know what I mean, or like think
He's
too high.
super
Like,
narrow-minded.
You don't think of the little details,
Yeah.
and that's what gets you dead.
How-
Sarah, that is what gets you dead.
That's what gets you dead, apparently. How old is Hogwarts? And you really think that after all these years of people being at Hogwarts that you're the only person who knows about this?
He's super duper selfish.
He's just big ego, man.
He's narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to calm down.
He needs to
He's
calm
being
down.
way too loud.
Way too loud.
So yeah, room of
uh-oh, can you
requirement.
move on?
For real. Harry actually questions this, and it's interesting to see how much like knowledge Dobby has of this room. So Dobby goes on to say, because it is a room that a person can only enter, Dobby said seriously, when they have real need of it. Sometimes it is there, and sometimes it is not. But when it appears, it is always equipped for the seeker's needs. Dobby has used it, sir, said the elf, dropping his voice and looking guilty, when Winky has been very drunk. He has hidden her in the room of requirement, and he has found antidotes for Butterbeer there and a nice elf-sized bed to settle her on while she sleeps it off, sir.
That's like so sweet.
It's also
I don't know
very
why he
sad.
feels guilty
for
about
sure.
this. Maybe he just feels bad for her, but it says he looks guilty. Maybe because he's hiding something from masters that he doesn't have anymore.
I
He's
wonder
like
if he
scarred.
feels guilty, like where he's just trying to help Winky, and maybe he thinks he's making the situation worse, or like she doesn't want to help.
She has
You know
to
what I
change
mean?
herself.
Correct, but like I'm sure that people that have gone through this in real life, you know, when they're the Dobby to a Winky, and Winky obviously, if she keeps doing this, doesn't want any help, and they just feel guilty, like they aren't doing enough, and I don't know, placing the blame on the wrong. You're like, you know, he shouldn't feeling guilty, but he just is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Dobby finishes saying, and Dobby knows Mr. Filch has found extra cleaning materials there when he has run short, sir. And as he's like saying this, Harry's going back into his memory and it's recalling something. So Harry has a memory of Dumbledore telling him about the room with the chamber pots in it at the Yule Ball when he was in need. But Dumbledore apparently doesn't really know about this room specifically, which I find super incredibly hard to believe.
I think that he knows.
He feigns.
Yeah,
Yes.
ignorance.
Yeah.
in the face of
Absolutely.
Harry Potter.
Well,
Yes.
also, like
also-
Harry was well, I guess not at the Yule Ball, but like when Harry's there with like the mirror,
Yeah.
it's an 11-year-old. You're not going to be like, by the way, this is a secret room of Hogwarts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're just
Yeah.
going to be like, just forget about this.
Wait, did he find it in the room of requirement?
I thought so.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Maybe.
Think.
Not, but I thought.
I don't know. There's
But
something about the tapestry
my question
that wasn't
that's
right,
a little
I
bit more
thought, maybe.
serious about this.
Yeah.
Why is it a room full of chamber pots and not a bathroom?
What do you mean?
Because Dumbledore's quirky. It's weird, but
Just
like it's
let
Dumbledore.
me- Isn't it chamber pots? Am I wrong in saying
No,
that?
you're correct.
Okay.
It just is weird to me. You have plumbing. Use a bathroom.
Maybe he just wants to get a feel for the old-fashioned ways.
Puff
Well-
just says that they thought they just poop wherever.
The Wikia does say that it was in.
I love when people like that don't read Harry Potter. They're like, I noped out real hard when I heard that they used to use vanish their waste.
Oh my god.
They would just go and vanish it.
Why
On wizardingworld.com, under J.K. Rowling's writing of the Mirror of Erised, it says the mirror had been kept in the Room of Requirement since around 1891.
In the room where it happens.
Maybe it appeared to Harry because he was thinking about his parents or something. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been so long since we read that book.
I
It's
know.
been so long
We've
since
read
we
it a
could
million
say
times.
Harry
It's been
Potter
so long
found
since we started this episode.
So Dobby knows that very few people know about the room, and some find it by accident and then never really realize it or find it again. Dobby offers to show Harry the room right meow, but Harry thinks that, you know, it would be risking a little bit too much since he spent most of his school year in detention already, that, you know, due to the lateness of the hour, so he declines the invite. But then Harry asks Dobby where the room is exactly and how he can get into it. So
I like that Harry almost like gets up. He's like, yeah, let's go right now. And he's like, oh, wait. It's late.
Yeah. So the next day, he's splashing across the good old vegetable patch for double herbology with Professor Sprout, and it's raining. It's raining so hard that it sounded like hailstones. It was actually raining when I was doing my notes as well.
Love that kind of rain.
The hard
Just
rain.
saying.
Care of Magical Creatures was relocated to the ground floor inside the castles, and Angelina even came to tell them that there wouldn't be any Quidditch practice because of the weather as well.
That's pretty extreme.
But this makes him very happy, him being Harry, because now they're going to be able to have their first official meeting. So he tells them that he's found a space, and there will be a meeting tonight at 8 on the 7th floor, opposite the tapestry of Barnabas the Barmy being clubbed by trolls. How not nice is that?
That's very not nice.
Thanks, Katie. So, Barnabas the Barmy. You know what I didn't look up? What does Barmy mean?
Think like the little nuts.
Oh, silliness? you
She's
mean?
nuts.
So was a wizard.
Mad, crazy, extremely foolish.
Okay. So was a wizard who made a bizarre and foolish attempt to train trolls for the ballet.
For the ballet? Is that what you said?
For the
That's
ballet.
It's in my part. Don't bring it up. Shh.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
Wow.
I just got shut down.
I love you.
I'm just kidding.
It's literally in my notes.
Why is Katie shut down? Because May probably has some park information. Maybe. So it's a moving tapestry
Sorry.
depicting his attempt. It's hung on the wall of the 7th floor of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, opposite the entrance to the Room of Requirement. It says Barnabas is a Greek form of an Aramaic name. In the New Testament, Barnabas was given
What is Aramaic?
Aramaic.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
I don't know, people.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you use the Google machine?
Okay.
The internet highway is at your fingertips. Was given to a man named Joseph, a companion to Paul on his missionary journeys. The original Aramaic is unattested, but it may be from meaning
language.
It's a Syrian language dialect.
son of the prophet.
Interesting.
And Barmy means
Crazy.
mad, crazy, or extremely foolish. Oh, I like this. Actor, did you see this? There's an actor.
For Barnabas?
Yeah.
When has he acted?
Well, let me tell you. He doesn't.
Oh.
Actor Mason Kane was considered for the role of Barnabas the Barmy in the tapestry outside the Room of Requirement for the film, but the scenes were never filmed and the tapestry is not even present in the corridor.
No, they utilize the tapestry of a unicorn in the films,
Jump!
which actually Katie and I have hanging in our living room.
Double jump.
Let's double cool, man.
Double cool.
But yeah, so that's Barnabas.
Barmy, cousin of Blimey.
There's another quote from the book. She looked slightly taken aback, but promised to tell the others. Nope. Wait, yes.
Is that part of the quote?
That's Angelina, right? That's Angelina. This is a good podcast.
Do you want to edit that, or are you okay?
Nah, you know what?
Trucking on.
We ain't perfect. So Harry returns hungrily to his sausages and mash.
Yeah, you do.
And when he looked up to take a drink of pumpkin juice, he found Hermione watching him. What? He said thickly. Well, it's just that Dobby's plans aren't always that safe. Don't you remember when he lost you all your bones in your arm? This room isn't just some mad idea of Dobby's. Dumbledore knows about it too. He mentioned it to me at the Yule Ball. Hermione's expression cleared. Dumbledore told you about it? Just in passing, said Harry, shrugging. Oh, well, that's all right then, said Hermione briskly as she raised no more objections, and I said, Dumbly mic drop.
Another thing I don't care about. Like, why? Oh, you suddenly can't trust what Dobby's saying, but Dumbledore says, so, like, you're going to trust him? He's not always super trustworthy either. He is lying to Harry right now that Harry has to die, and he's not even telling him.
But is it known that Dumbledore is a liar a lot of the times, like to the students at this time?
But why are you blindly trusting people and then not trusting other people? Like, get your priorities straight,
Because
Hermione.
at this moment in time, Dumbledore is a trustworthy person in her life, you know?
She's got to sort out her
She
priorities.
knows.
She does.
She knows. Dumbledore. I quoted knows just for those of you, literally everyone that can't see me. Dumbledore more than she does Dobby. So she's gonna trust him more than she would Dobby.
I'm not
I
saying
would
she
probably
shouldn't.
question Dobby's ideas too. I just can understand this because I would probably question Dobby too. Be like, let's see. He blocked you from coming through to the train. Bad idea. He sent a rogue bludger on you. Bad idea. You lost all the bones in your arm. Like, when has Dobby ever given you truly
Gillyweed.
a good idea? Yeah, that's so he's 1 for 3.
But also, though, like, I just think right here, right now, she's being a little narrow-minded. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine.
And that's a fault of Hermione's. I just irks me when she talks to Luna because she's not nice. Luna's
I don't
never
like how
done
she
anything.
talks to Luna either.
Yeah.
Because it just is like, I don't know. I just don't care for the way that this is set up, you know? That she's like, oh, well, now, because Sirius, I can't trust what he's going to, or I don't, not trust, but like with the whole thing with him, he's agreeing. So like now I think it's a bad idea because he disagrees.
Well,
he
I
agrees.
mean, but these
It's
are
just,
all these are all things in relation to her arc.
Yeah.
Get there faster.
Get there faster, she says. Okay.
All right.
You may speak.
So, anyway, so they spend most of that day finding everybody who came to the first meeting to tell them that there was going to be a meeting that night, where and when, which is 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
AM
AM or PM?
PM.
What?
I'm just being annoying.
Um,
What is the time zone, please? So I know not to be late.
What is it, like GB something?
Scotland.
Oh, I think it's GBT, right? Great Britain time?
GMT.
I don't know. I just made that up.
GMT.
What's the M?
What is the M?
Magic.
Anyway. Oh, yeah. I like it. Great magic time.
Great magic time, y'all.
Grand's meatloaf time.
So Harry was sad that Ginny found Cho first because he wanted to be the one to talk to her.
Go, Ginny!
The two women he's only ever
Now-
dated.
Do you think that Ginny did that on purpose?
I don't know if she cares at this point in time because she's dating, and she's not.
She is, but I feel like deep down she
well,
clearly still cares.
I'll put it
you
this
know?
way.
And
I
like
would do
Ginny
that.
seems like a petty
If I
person,
was,
not
if
in a
I
bad
was
way.
Ginny, and I liked him for
And
several
you knew
years.
that he liked Cho.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I am that type of person.
I would, but I feel
It's
like
oh,
Ginny.
you like her? Oh, you like her.
Oh.
Well,
okay,
let me
well,
just
I'm gonna just go tell her so
Yeah.
that you don't have the opportunity.
I like Marty.
Do you?
He needs someone to like him, so that's good.
Yeah.
I like Katie.
I like you too.
Oh, thanks.
I don't have anyone to like.
I like you.
Oh.
You just really like O'Malley's.
We are great.
It was 7:30 when they left the common room, and Harry had brought the Marauders map with him. And this is a new rule that we learn at this point. They apparently 5th years are allowed to be out until 9 p.m. apparently. So I guess there's like different rules based on your year.
Also, if you're in detention, your teacher can keep you till like the next day.
Right?
Dumb.
Stupid.
You would think that they would have to follow like their curfew at least,
Well,
right?
Umbridge does what Umbridge wants.
But like think about like even
I would agree.
Lockhart did it.
I agree
You know?
with you.
I don't
But
think
they
he did.
even
I
did
don't
it-
think he did that on purpose.
But they even did that with like the Forbidden Forest in the first one.
That was just stupid.
That was pretty dumb.
Okay, meet at midnight on the
Right?
edge of the forest. You know what I mean? Like,
You're
It's
gonna
like
be
so-
fine.
But
It
it's
was
like,
so
so
dumb.
can I get another detention for walking back to my common room after my detention?
Right?
It's like a game. Can you
Yeah.
catch me?
Are you gonna catch me again?
I'm
Anyway,
gonna
so Harry checks the map just because they
the
want
map,
to
I'm the
know
map.
where everybody who's a threat to them is at, so that they know that the coast is clear for the room of requirement. So first they check Filch, and he's on the 2nd floor. Mrs. Norris is on the 4th floor. And I said here, side note, why does she come up on the map? Like,
I told you
She's
Who?
an animagus.
she is under a curse.
well, is she
and
a,
that's why
a
Filch-
maledictus?
and that's why Filch is grumpy all the time.
Yeah,
'cause they're
I think
actually
she's a
in
I'm
love.
person.
into that.
I think she's a
I'm into
person.
that.
Because if you think about it, like
Their
can you
relationship is
imagine
so
if
like she's
all
not a
of the
cat.
pets showed up on the Marauders map.
Can
like,
you
that would
imagine
be-
the owlery would
I
just
know,
be
it would
like,
just be like,
Bob, Jimmy.
Bob and Jimmy. Oh my God, that's my dad and his brother's name.
But I was like, that's just so like it's just so weird to have a cat come up on there like with just her being a cat. So like I feel like there's definitely more there.
Maybe the
Yeah.
map just shows you like what you need to see. He's the map. He's the map. There's a place you gotta go. I
No.
can get you there. I know. I'm the map.
I think she's a maledictus, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I think there's
don't-
something
I don't
there.
hate it.
She's not a normal cat.
We
Megan,
And
should
she's
do-
but she's
There's something there.
but she's more than Crookshanks.
right.
Well, I mean,
because
we
like
do
Crookshanks
know
doesn't show up,
that she
think, at
loves
least.
practicing her sailor knots at the end of the night,
right?
to make sure she's got them all.
I mean, she has enough mind to
She
tie
already-
herself up
she-
on the torch.
She
already knew
knits
how to
with
use
just
those
her little
thumbs.
finger paws, you know.
Finger paws.
That's the reason why Dobby's wearing all those scarves. Is
She's a
because
polydactyl
Mrs.
because
Norris-
Mrs. Norris was a human and like
Oh.
with an opposable thumb. So when now that she's a cat, she still keeps her opposable thumb.
Megan's just like further confirming.
I'm
her.
just saying this is like so
Guys,
true.
This is episode 151, and we won't let this go.
yeah, how long have we been talking about it?
A long
I'm
time.
still to this day. I will on my dying grave. It will say she did not tie her tail in a knot.
She did.
I don't disagree that she could have wrapped her tail up there, but it was not in a knot.
You don't know.
I cannot not.
Facts.
You don't know. I cannot.
I
not.
cannot.
I
So you
cannot
can
not.
not. I cannot.
I cannot.
so underrated.
No.
Okay, and then lastly, Umbridge is
the
in her
worst.
office and also the worst. You are correct. So they arrive at the tapestry of Barnabas the Barmy's foolish attempt to train trolls in the ballet. And I said there's a shout out to this in Diagon Alley in Orlando. Does anyone know where?
I'm trying to think of where I've seen it because I've definitely seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
Is
Tiffany,
it
do
in
you
the
know?
back?
Diagonally.
Yes, it is in the back.
Of
Like,
Diagon Alley.
over this part or over here? Like if you're looking at the dragons right here, is it in
It's
this?
to your left.
Yeah.
Oh, is it on a sign or like up on a thing?
It's a magic spot.
I'm trying to. Is it the one with the
So-
water?
No.
Oh, is it in the window?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in between Florian Fortescue's and
Okay.
The Fountain of Fair Fortune.
the Fountain of Fair Fortune, where you can get butterbeers,
Okay.
across from the bathrooms in the magical menagerie,
Right.
there is a magic spot for Talentegra. And you wave your wand for Talentegra, and a curtain opens, and trolls do ballet. They dance ballet.
Mm.
So Anyway, it's fun.
That's cool.
I didn't want to cut you off before Katie, but I was just really excited to talk
I understand.
about
It's okay.
it. Okay.
I still love you.
I love you too.
No, you like each other.
I like you.
Jinx, you want me Coke?
There's Cokes upstairs. You
win.
can't have theme music.
All right, so Harry says Dobby explained to walk past the wall 3 times, concentrating hard on what you need. Yes.
So, like, my question is,
How do people happen upon it?
yes, like, who's walking
'Cause-
down a hallway 3 times in a row? Like, whoop, whoop, whoop. No one.
But if you're
No one.
if you happen to be there and
Sarah.
you're
Why are you
pacing,
pacing in a random hallway like that?
Double take
random.
3 times.
1, 2, 3.
yeah, you could just be
We're gonna
staying there.
run
You could like
Downtown. And then we do this, and 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 this.
So Harry is concentrating hard as he is pacing, and he's thinking, we need somewhere to fight. Just give us a place to practice, somewhere they can't find us. And then Hermione gets his attention because a high polished door had appeared on the wall. They go inside, and it is a spacious room lit with flickering torches like those that illuminate the dungeons 8 floors below. The walls were lined with wooden bookcases, and instead of chairs, there were large silk cushions on the floor. A set of shelves.
Like hit those and go flying. Silk is slippery.
Wait, what did it? What,
But
what
it
was
would
it
be
described as?
comfy
Silk
silk cushions.
I feel like you'd like hit that and slide off and hit the floor anyway.
Yeah, maybe she's just trying to be fancy, like they're writing on parchment and using quill and ink. Get a pen. They were invented before that.
All right, calm down.
A set of shelves at the far end of the room carried a range of instruments such as sneakoscopes, secrecy sensors, and a large cracked faux glass that Harry was sure had hung the previous year in Judy's office.
Judy.
The cushions, as Ron points out, will be good for practicing stunning. And Hermione, of course, notices the books, which are all great for defense against the dark arts. And some
For
of
what?
Dada.
Thank you.
Here's my question though, like, where did the books come from? And like,
They've
if she takes,
materialized.
but if she takes a book out of there, does it go with her, or when like the room disappears? Because I'm genuinely curious.
I feel like this room exists for them, and if she were to take that book out of the room, it would no longer be in that room, so that when she goes back into that room, she can like put it back on the shelf. But I feel like she can take it out.
I don't disagree with that part of her taking it out. It's not going to be in the room, but it's going to be with her. It's just, it's like, where did the book go?
I
Or, like,
feel
where did it
like
come
it
from?
is
Where did it
all
go?
like it's all just materialized by magic, because like where did those cushions come from? But I mean, I guess it like the faux glass came. Maybe some of this stuff comes from like the
normal
room
requirement.
Yeah, like where people just throw
Yes.
things in there, but then like the room uses all of that
It
stuff.
takes
to create
whatever
new
it
rooms.
has
Yeah,
to make rooms. And if it's broken,
I like
it
that.
fixes it.
yeah.
Minus the nope, that doesn't work.
It doesn't fix it
It doesn't fix the vanishing cabinet.
or the broken faux glass, because the faux glass
It just
is
takes
cracked.
it and uses it.
Yeah,
That's like a really good
Biscuits and
message
gravy,
for
my
life.
friend.
I like
Friends.
that.
It's a good message for life.
I wasn't listening, so what were you saying?
It takes all the things that are in there and uses it to create rooms.
Oh, I like.
Like, so that's where the cushions came from, and all of the like sneakoscopes and secrecy
Think
sensors.
about how many years of like that room
it
was
has to
huge.
have so much stuff in it. And then like think like the faux glass. Well, like Judy is dead, and Moody. Moody maybe doesn't like want some of the stuff
Just-
that's
they just
broken,
put it in
so they
there.
just like put it in there as like storage.
What if Filch put him in there because he always uses that room to
As a
like
broom
put stuff in
cupboard.
there, and so
Yeah.
he just like put it.
I like that.
Oh my god!
I like it. So some of the books that Hermione finds are a compendium of common curses and their counteractions. And the Wikia, honestly, there's not a whole lot on these books, like, because this is really the only time we hear about them. But apparently there are hundreds that are in the room of requirement supplied for Dumbledore's army. But seeing this and other such books helped convince Hermione that she and the others were doing the right thing by participating in the group. Also, the book The Dark Arts Outsmarted is there. Self-defensive spell work. And Jinxes for the Jinxed.
I wonder if not Dumbledore. I wonder if Voldemort had read The Dark Arts Outsmarted, he would have learned a thing or two about not being so dumb, basically.
Maybe.
Use your noggin.
He doesn't know how to do that sometimes.
The devil's in the details.
He overthinks it.
Is that the saying?
I think so.
I don't know for sure.
So the next people that arrived a few moments after them were Ginny, Neville, Lavender, Parvati, and Dean. And then by 8 o'clock, every single cushion that was in the room was occupied, which makes me think the room must have known how many cushions it needed.
Was he not saying, like, I need a room for 28 people?
I don't think he said the number.
I thought he did.
He says, we need, where is it? I copied it. We need somewhere to fight. Just give us a place to practice, somewhere they can't find us. That's all he says. So I don't know. I thought that was a cool thing that it just like it knew how many people were going to be coming.
But I wondered if like, so like it's kind of reading your mind. So people that happen upon it, it's reading your mind. So like they probably knew that there's going to be 28 people because they could see in Harry's mind or Hermione's or Ron's. Because aren't they all walking, or was it just Harry that was walking? Not that it really matters.
I don't
There's
know.
enough cushions for everyone.
Even if Harry is pacing and Hermione is there thinking it, like I would think that it could still pick up on that.
But I also just think like if it's just in the back of Harry's head because he was asking Dobby, we have 28 people. We need 28 places to put our tushes.
So Harry locks the door behind them so that like nobody else can come in, and then turns to everybody, and he is nervous. Just like anxious, just about like being up in front of people and
we've all been
being a leader and a teacher. Yeah. So he goes, well, this is the place we found for practices, and you've obviously found it okay. And everybody kind of looks like in awe of the room because it really is just perfect for their needs. So Cho says that it's fantastic. Fred says bizarre because him and George had once hid here from Filch before, but it was just a broom cupboard. And then Dean asked what all this stuff was that was around, and Harry explains they're dark detectors. They all show when dark wizards or enemies are around, but you don't want to rely on them too much. They can be fooled. So honestly, like that right there, Harry already knows more than them, just like with this, you know? So
sets a good tone.
Yeah, I think so. So Harry starts to say he was thinking of what they ought to start with when Hermione raises her hand.
I have to say, reading this, I was like finding it funny where like Harry's like, oh my God, I could see why like people get like a little like, I haven't even started talking and she's already raising her hand. Like, do you want to come up here and do it? Like, just come on.
Yeah. And like, this is kind of silly, but Hermione suggests properly electing Harry to be their leader because she just feels like it's a good way to start, even though like everybody kind of already knows that was the plan. So they all vote, and everyone, even Zach Smith, says yes. And then Harry's about to talk again, and she's like, wait, we should pick a name. And I like how she says, it would promote a feeling of team spirit and unity. So Angelina suggests the anti-Dumbridge.
Oh.
Not even did on purpose, because we're not trying to be,
the Anti-Umbridge League. Fred suggests the Ministry of Magic Are Morons group.
MMMG.
And Hermione's like, maybe, we shouldn't name it exactly what we're doing so it's not obvious, so we can basically like talk about this out in the open without people knowing what we're doing. So Cho suggests the Defense Association, which I still think is too obvious.
But it's on the right track, and I like...
Yes. She's like, we'll call it the DA, which is a good idea because if you are using that, nobody will know what they're talking about if they just call it the DA. But then Ginny comes in clutch here and goes, yeah, the DA is good, but let's make it stand for Dumbledore's army, because that's the Ministry's worst fear, isn't it?
Fear of a
So
name.
good.
Only
Bingo.
increases fear of the thing itself.
Snaps for Ginny, my friend. Snaps for Ginny.
Go,
I'll give you a
Janie.
snap.
Go Janie.
Oh
Go
yeah.
Janie.
My name is Jeannie. My name is Jeannie. My name is Jeannie.
So Hermione pins the parchment up on the wall and writes in big letters across the top, Dumbledore's army, with all of, this is the parchment that like everybody signed. It's the cursed parchment.
Now, if Dumbledore snitched on them, would he get big
A
sneak right
stitch.
across?
No, because he didn't sign it. Hermione wrote his name.
By the way, he doesn't, but thank you.
Well, I mean, he does by being like, yeah, that's my group. It's got my name on it. Bye. And he's like, whoa, Dumbledore's got style.
And
He's
scene.
out.
Kingsley is not wrong. So Harry then asks if they can all get to practicing now and suggests Expelliarmus. And
Whoa.
Z Smith
Boo, 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 boo.
goes, oh, please.
Perlice.
I don't think Expelliarmus is going to help us against you-know-who.
Can he
do
calm
you?
down?
But, like,
He's being
here's
too
the
loud.
thing. Harry's next
real.
line is like,
Oh.
I'm going to burn you. Like,
I'm going to shut that down.
yeah.
Harry claps back with a, I used it against him, and it saved my life last June. But if you think it's beneath you, you can leave.
The
that.
playoffs. Whoa.
And
Top
guess
that.
what? He doesn't leave. So he's just being whiny. They all divide into pairs then and begin practicing. But Neville was left partnerless, so Harry helps him out.
God, I love Neville though.
That makes me think a little Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
Don't call me Karen.
What?
He pairs up with his teacher.
Oh, that's right.
And he's like, oh, we're going to have
poor
so much
little
fun,
Mike.
Karen. And she's like, ha, don't call me Karen.
I love these scenes in the movie, though, like with Harry saying, because I don't know if it's in the book yet, where he was like, you know, like any great wizard, like we've all started out as students. I was like, gosh, Harry, you are
I
so
think that that's
wise.
a movieism,
But it's
but
such a
I
good
love
quote, you
it.
know?
So just like quick before I'm done here. This is in the movie. This is when I start loving this movie. I love how this whole section is filmed and written. It's just like,
Halfway through the movie.
well,
Just kidding. I'm joking.
The last
No,
5
but,
minutes,
like-
that's why I love it.
but like how, you know, they're starting Dumbledore's army and then it goes through like, it like starts to go through time really quick in the movie at this point.
And the
So it's
music.
like,
The
yeah.
music makes me feel like I'm at the park.
Yeah. So like they show blurbs of like them practicing and then it's like them not together but like still talking about Dumbledore's army stuff. It like goes to them on the bridge talking about this and like Ginny's all excited and then it goes to them practicing and it's just like hopping all over the place and they use the newspapers again, I think, to like go through time a little bit with like the succession of Umbridge's like basically.
Ughness.
So yeah. This is when I love the movie. I'm like, yes.
I like when Filch falls asleep with the sandwich in
Yes,
his mouth.
and then he's like watching the door.
Oh, dude.
And then it's like the Inquisitorial Squad becomes a thing, and then like
Yeah.
you see Malfoy and I think Goyle run into the broom closet. They like see the door and it's shrinking, and then they jump into it and it's a broom closet. Like it's just, I love it.
It's a really good, like, collection of scenes.
It's just well done. I mean, of course, it makes them skim a lot of information, and that's what people don't like about it. But I feel like for how they felt they had to do it, they at least did it in like a cool way.
I'll give you that.
So
I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Do you like it?
I don't like anything.
Sorry.
I like Order of the Phoenix. Sorry, guys. I know that it's super not a popular movie to love, but it's my favorite.
Don't be sorry. You like and you love
I
what you
love
love.
The music in Order of the Phoenix and the design of it, and it's just so good. Okay, Katie, it's your turn.
The room full of Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus!
All over the place.
Expelliarmus!
Wands are flying everywhere.
Expelliarmus!
Misspells hit books.
Expelliarmus!
Sends them flying into the air. Thanks for being my wingman.
Yeah.
Harry disarms Neville, and his wand goes flying to the ceiling and showers sparks everywhere. So Harry is looking around and he's like, I'm pretty glad I suggested doing the basics first because, quote, there was a lot of shoddy spell work going on. These kids are like 5th and 6th years. Get your act together.
Honestly.
Right?
You about to take OWLs. Some of you already taken OWLs.
Brandon, he just put a meme that says, you guys just suck. But Neville uses Expelliarmus on Harry, and it works, and he is so stoked. He's like, I did it. I've never done that before. Yes.
I need to point something out about Neville right now.
Okay.
So for those of you who may have forgotten, Neville's not even using his own wand. He's using his dad's.
Yeah.
Can we think about the level of magic that he would be doing had he had a wand right now that chose him?
Does he get one after this year, right?
He does,
Yeah,
because
'cause
Dolohov
it
breaks
lost.
it.
I think it's part not having the right wand for him and also like
Not
his
having confidence.
yes.
He grows.
I think that's a
Yeah.
huge part for him is like he just needs to be more confident in himself. And really this is a lesson for everyone, / really for me. But like if he was more confident, like he really would be able to do great things because he's a great wizard and with the correct tools would really be able to excel. Same with Ron.
I think on top of him getting a new wand, like Dumbledore's army changed him.
Oh,
so
completely.
much.
Think about how he is in 7 when they see him.
Yeah.
He's beat all to heck, and he's like, it's not a big deal. And then he's talking about things that are more important.
And the first thing he brings up when he sees Harry is Dumbledore's army, and he's like, it's happening.
I think with
he's
a
ready.
lot of them
Yes.
too, like with Ron and Hermione, like obviously like we know Hermione, she's very smart. She's a great wizard. Well, witch. Sorry, I struggled with remembering what the word was.
What's the other word?
But like, you see at the end of the chapter, Ron was like, I was able to like get Hermione's wand out of her hand, like being able to practice where, they aren't being judged, they aren't being graded, they're just learning. And it's like a different aspect. And sometimes like sometimes the teacher that's teaching you isn't always the best for you. Like look at Snape and Neville, and with someone that's able to, well, and they also haven't had consistent teachers either in the Dada class.
True.
Dada.
I mean,
But,
you
yeah.
also have to think, like, when it comes to teaching, there doesn't always need to be an assessment. Not everything needs to be a grade, especially when you're still learning it. Like, you watch people and take mental notes, maybe some running records just to figure it out, but those things shouldn't go against them. And I feel almost like, at least for potions, almost every single class ends with some kind of assessment that goes into a grade book. It's fine if you're like assessing just to see where people are at, but it's not like a final grade. It's not going in my grade book. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like almost like
It's like an
satisfactory
exit.
or not
It's an
kind of
exit
thing.
ticket. See where they're at. Do I need to go back? Do I need to do a reteach? Are they ready to move on? Do I need to go all the way back for some more basic things? But it's like, that's got to be so incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
And like I wonder too, I just totally lost my train of thought with teaching.
Sarah has nargles. That's what Brandon said. Or is it Rackspurts? It's Rackspurts.
Yeah.
No, I can't
You
remember.
think. So Neville just used Expelliarmus. He did it. He's excited. And Harry is super pure because he's like, yeah, good job. Even though he's like, in a real duel, I probably wouldn't be like looking away from him with my wand just loosely at my side. But whatever. He's still encouraging, which is sweet. So then he's like, Neville, you go over and hang with Ron and Hermione so I can walk around the room. Zach Smith, his wand kept flying out of his own hand, even though his opponent wasn't doing anything. And Harry got his first taste of teaching the Weasley twins because they were doing it behind his back. Ginny was doing very well, but Michael Corner, her BF, was either really bad or just didn't want to jinx her.
Except that's not what that
That's
says.
not what that says.
Probably
Ernie
wanted to do
Mac.
that
Okay, but
too.
like, how proud do you think Harry is? Do you think that he has any feelings towards Ginny right now?
Not
No,
yet.
I don't think so. Because I think they note that
he's too
it's kind of
focused on
noted that like
show.
he
Correct.
after this summer when how he spends like time at
That's right.
the burrow and they spend time together, and he's like, oh, dude, your sister's cool. And he's like, yo, that's my sister.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like how they describe it as like, isn't it like a beast in his chest or something?
Yeah.
It's cute.
Wow.
Ernie Mac, who I don't think is basically the best,
Ernie
but
Mac.
he was doing an unnecessary flourish, and I just gotta remind all the puffs out there, I don't really care for this dude. He's just a little over the top for me.
What is with Ernie Mac and Zach Smith?
I don't know.
Why are they Hufflepuffs?
I don't know.
they are not all the same.
They're
Not all
not.
Gryffindors
That's
are
true.
the same.
Yeah,
all
but,
you
like,
pool
no,
noodles
no,
aren't the same.
But no
Pool noodles.
Hufflepuffs are supposed to be mean.
That's not a thing.
No.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
We can be
Katie's
mean.
never mean.
I could be mean.
That's false.
I've never seen her mean.
She
actually.
once told me that
She
I
picked a
smelled
puppy.
only
I'm just
okay and not great.
Did you hear what I said?
No.
Something not nice and untrue. I won't repeat it.
Well, everybody on the pod heard.
Anyway, the Creepy brothers were enthusiastic but erratic. They were the ones who were knocking all the books on the floor. Luna was patchy. Sometimes she disarmed Jay Finch, and other times his hair just kept standing on end.
Jay Finch.
Jay Finch, finching around. Harry tries to get everyone to stop, but they can't hear him because they're all screaming Expelliarmus. So he's like, I need a whistle. And immediately one appears.
That's so cool.
I know.
The room's like, I got one.
Magic.
Here you go. So he blows it and everyone stops. And he's like, that wasn't bad, but like there's definitely some room for improvement. So they go again. And he goes back around the room. And people are slowly improving, which has to be like really
Satisfying.
cool but weird. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think he mentions like it was weird giving instructions, but even more weird seeing them followed out. Like,
Yeah.
oh, people are listening to me. That's really bizarre. But he's been avoiding Cho until he couldn't anymore, and he makes her nervous, guys.
That's cute.
She can't even say the spell right. She says Expelliarmus and Expellimelius.
That would be me.
Yeah. And she's so nervous she even sets Marietta's sleeve on fire. And, you know, she's already so happy to be there. I bet she really enjoyed
She
that.
pulled a Seamus.
Yes. And Harry's like, that was quite good. But Cho raised her eyebrows and he's like, well, no, it was lousy. But I know you can do properly. I was watching from over there. And he makes her laugh.
Oh, flirtation.
Also,
city.
I enjoy the
Part of
fact
you
that
too.
he was like honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
True.
enjoy the fact that, like, that's Harry. Like, being a little quippy, being honest, being funny. He's, like, in his element. So he's not, like, that awkward
Yes.
in the owlery moment. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll go ball with me.
Marietta's still sour, and Cho's like, don't mind her. She doesn't want to be here. Her parents told her not to do anything to upset Umbridge, and her mom works for the ministry. Hint, hint, remember this for the future. So Harry's like, well, what about your parents? And she looks all proud. And she's like, yeah, they forbade me to do anything against Umbridge too. But I think if they think I'm not going to fight you-know-who after what happened to Cedric. And she breaks off, and they both get a little awkward. I feel really bad. I think maybe that is why they had no chance of anything working out. Because they have, like, this weird... Not weird, but, like,
It's just an
a
awkward
barrier.
thing in the middle of them.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think too that
Especially
you know they
'cause we know
don't.
Harry never gets over it.
They don't communicate well about it because like
Yeah.
Harry wants to forget about it and she wants to
Talk
talk about
about
it, and those those two things don't work out well when you want to talk and the other person doesn't want to.
Yeah.
You both got to talk. Talk about your feelings. Communication.
So our buddy Luna, she's been eavesdropping. She's like, well, my father's very supportive of anti-ministry
Was it a
action.
my father moment?
Just Luna, we don't deserve you and your wonderful ways.
We'll wait to hear all the deets she's got, because her dad would believe anything of Fudge, especially because he's had a ton of goblins assassinated. He's
Sorry,
also
that's not funny.
He's also used the Department of Mysteries to develop poisons, and he feeds them secretly to anyone who disagrees with him.
But like, what if that's
I don't
actually
disagree
true?
that there's poisons in there.
Yeah, probably.
But like, what if that's true?
Is this the first mention of the Department of Mysteries?
I think-
No. Maybe they passed it when he was at the Ministry.
Mysteries.
And also, apparently, he has a creature called an gubular slash kilter. The hash slinging slasher? hash ringing.
Is that
sash
in the-
bringing? No.
Is that from SpongeBob?
The hash slinging slasher.
It was like, I'm like, why does that sound familiar?
Oh my gosh.
And Harry mutters to Cho, "Don't even ask," and she giggles. He is really scoring all those brownie points.
So, like, what happens then?
Do I giggle?
No, not really.
Okay.
No,
You
you,
wheeze.
laugh. Yeah, you wheeze.
You,
and
like,
you
just legit.
I mean, in like this situation,
What?
like flirting with the guy. Look at how small my section is.
small. It's small. I'm done. You
Good.
can continue with your
Schmal.
small
I hear you.
section.
I mean, it's the end of the book.
You mean
They're
the
done.
Chapter?
The chapter. So Hermione then reminds Harry. He's like, hold on. She's like, broski, check the time. And he's like, I got a watch and I use it. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Me neither.
So it's about 10 minutes past their curfew of 9 o'clock. So it's 9:10 GMT. And they have to stop so they can get back to their common rooms, basically without Filch catching them. He's gonna get you. And he tells them that they have all done really good work and that they'll come back like the same time next week at the same place, all that stuff. And then Dean Thomas is like, no, I want to do it sooner. And Angela's like, no, we've got Quidditch. Because she's like, it's starting up again, so they have to make sure that they have time for those practices. And we know that there's 3 houses, right? All 3, well, no, it would be all 4. 3 out of the 4 houses are here. That's a lot of Quidditch practice they got to work around. And, school. It's not important.
So, what do you say about no Slytherins?
I don't think any of them, how would they talk to them? Also, I wouldn't trust a Slytherin in these times.
And you're on Hermione about being narrow-minded?
I'm just saying.
There are pool noodles that could be here.
But
They wouldn't be, though. You know why? You know how I know? Because none of them stayed for the Battle of Hogwarts.
I would have stayed.
Draco was there. He's a Slytherin.
Actually,
He
I've
does
talked
not
about
count.
this, and I don't know if I would have stayed.
How does he not count? He's a Slytherin.
He wasn't on the side of
I didn't.
Hogwarts.
You did
I don't
not
know, like-
say.
He also wasn't supposed to stay. They hid.
I understand these
They
things.
didn't stay.
You
stay.
did not specify when you,
You
said the
knew
Slytherins
what I was talking
didn't
about.
stay.
You get out of town.
I think with Slytherins, Megan, did you say you would not have stayed?
I don't know.
She said she would have, and then you said no. You said you.
Well,
didn't know.
I was thinking back to when we've had this conversation in the past, and I think that I'm on the fence. I don't know, because I'm definitely, and like, I'm not saying that I'm not saying everybody that stayed would like join the military, but it just makes me think of the military, and like in my mind, do I think I could ever join the military? No, I don't think I would. However, that's me thinking about situations now, the climate of our country now, like, would I want to fight, like, give my life for like
Just
America
pointing out
now, you know what I mean?
That
And,
I'm
like,
talking about students staying.
Yeah.
no, I know.
Okay.
I know, but I'm
Well,
but I'm just saying,
Discord-
like,
I think
I
Discord
She's
was
just
saying some
saying like her
about
her view of
Slytherins.
how.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
we
'cause
know
Slughorn
Slughorn
stayed,
was
yeah.
there, but we,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I just think that like in those times I could be in a very different headspace.
Yeah.
You know?
I also think too, a lot of I feel like we've talked about Slytherins, or a lot of times are what's the word I'm looking for?
Self-preserving?
Yeah, self-preserving, where like they
That's where I feel
don't
like I'm on the
wanna
fence,
get
'cause, like,
involved, kind
I-
of.
Sometimes I wonder
Can be.
though if you, given the situation, given the adrenaline,
Yeah,
given
it's
the
really
protection mode, because you're self-preserving, but you also fight for your circle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I get I feel
It's
like
just
it's just a hard question
yeah.
to answer.
you can't answer until you're
here.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sitting in a basement, perfectly safe, talking like totally fly
Yeah.
on the wall. It's just really difficult to answer that question. Like I just don't know.
Yeah.
that's fair.
it's not an easy thing to say, and really, it's not even like it's just not easy to make that decision, you know. And so they had to make hold on. They had to make sure that they had all of their schedules, like practices and stuff, fitting in. So they decided they're going to meet the next Wednesday, and then they can figure out at the next meeting if they can meet more than once a week. And so I found this interesting. So Harry pulls out the map, and then he has them leave in small groups of like 3, 4, 5, something like that, and watches them to like make sure they get back to their common rooms. But like the way it's written in the book seems like he pulled the map out right in front of everybody.
I thought of that too.
It's weird.
Yeah, because it says, like, he pulled out the Marauders map again and checked it carefully for signs of teachers on the 7th floor. He let them all leave in 3s and 4s, watching their tiny dots anxiously to see that they returned safely to their dormitories. So I was like, wow, like, I thought nobody was supposed to, well, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. It just was shocking for me to read that.
Can we
Shocking.
read this clip from
Pottercast?
from Pottercast?
Yeah, but let me finish reading this section.
Sure thing.
Just because I don't know if we've ever really heard much about the common rooms before.
Okay.
So the rest of that chapter, nope. It's called a paragraph.
You're all right.
It says the Hufflepuffs to the basement corridor that also led to the kitchens. The Ravenclaws, aka the best house ever, and that's written in there. Fact that is canon. To a tower on the west side of the castle, and the Gryffindor along the corridor to the 7th floor, and the fat lady's portrait.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, because I feel like it's
should I finish my section and then?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Oh yeah,
And then we'll
sorry,
do it.
go ahead.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking like maybe we'll just finish.
No,
so
go
I
for
just thought that was like an interesting little tidbit of like I don't know if we've seen, right? We haven't seen or heard really
Like
much of any of
where the
their
other
except for Slytherin.
right.
Slytherin
And that's the only
two.
one.
When are they getting food, though?
No, is
No,
it
'cause I think they're, like,
Hufflepuff
I was
mentioned?
saying, tickling
they're
pears.
mentioned. Yeah.
It's mentioned in 4 because
Yes.
they go. I think it's when they go to the kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the first mention.
Winky's
of
in
Ravenclaw
there
Tower.
because we see Winky and she's a mess.
Yeah. So then Hermione tells Harry how their lesson was really good, and Ron is also really pleased at how well it went. And he's even was saying like I was even able to disarm Hermione, which like for him like you know I think in his eyes like Hermione's like way better at all of these things than he is. So like in order for him to have been able to disarm her, he's really proud of himself. But she kind of like dismisses him and says like, well, I was able to disarm you loads more. And then Ron corrects her and says, because she's like, you only disarmed me once. He's like, no, I disarmed you 3 times. And she's like, well, if you're counting the one where you tripped over your own feet and knocked the wand out of my hand. And again, sorry that I'm like hating on Hermione lately. But like, it's upsetting a little bit to me that like she can't even accept the fact that like Ron was able to at least like if you're to even take that one away, he was able to at least get your wand out of your hand like twice. Like people can be successful. I don't know. It's just you don't always have to be the best, Hermione.
She's a kid.
She's
a grown
competitive.
woman.
She's very competitive. That's just like her
Correct.
nature.
Correct. But I don't care for it.
I
You should be
also think
supportive
she
of your
does.
friends.
I also think she does this with Ron.
Yeah, I agree. This is like a Ron
They
thing.
pick each other so
Yeah.
much.
So
They
they continue to argue all of the way back to the common room with Harry ignoring them because this is what they do.
Told
and he's
ya.
staring at the map and he's thinking about the fact that he made Cho nervous. Cho and Harry sitting in a tree.
Big
Awkward
Willow?
kissing in the Valentine thing.
Did they ever? Oh, they did.
Valentine tea.
Oh wait, no, they don't kiss there, do they?
They kiss in the ROR.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. From Pottercast, I don't know who JN is, but JN says, it's a conversation with JKR. And how much is it that being sorted into Slytherin is, sorted into good guys and bad guys here? JKR. Well, they're not all bad. I know I've said this before, and I think I said it to Emerson
Sparks from
from
MuggleNet.
MuggleNet. They are not all bad, and well, far from it. As we all know, at the end, they may have a slightly more highly developed sense of self-preservation than other people because... And then they say, yeah, right, yeah. I don't know what that means. Conversation talk. JKR continues and goes on to say, a part of the final battle that made me smile was Slughorn galloping back with Slytherins. But they'd gone off to get reinforcements first. You know what I'm saying? But yes, they came back. They came back to fight. So I mean, but I'm sure that many people would say, well, that's common sense, isn't it? Isn't that smart to go out and get more people to come back with them? Where does it say anything about any more Slytherins other than that there were reinforcements? So I feel like she's kind of just like adding that in to let us know. But I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about it. But do you want to know something that I just thought of literally right now? Is that, you know, she paints these pictures for us to view the different houses in the way that they're like supposed to be. And we were supposed to not like Slytherins. We were supposed to think that they were bad. And she painted that for us. We looked at the picture and we said, okay. And then some people started saying, but that's not fair. And so I think some things were said. But whatever, y'all can come back after you get reinforcements from Hogsmeade.
I see what you're saying, but I also see where she's coming from because of their sense of self-preservation, they would be more inclined to come back with more people because then they would feel more protected. You know what I'm saying? So like it does kind of make sense, but I feel like a lot of parts of the battle are vague because she's writing again from Harry's point of view. So like Harry's very focused on what Harry needs to do. And he's not going to necessarily know, see, or catch everything that's going on around him in terms like, you know, with the battle.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm not saying that like no Slytherins came back. No way. No, probably the of age ones, maybe more so. I don't think it would be a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I also don't think a lot of Ravenclaws would come back either.
Yeah.
And the thing that we have to talk about, like Megan was saying, like we don't know. At least I can say for the four of us, we have no idea what those students and those kids are thinking.
But there were more people that came back for round 2.
Yeah.
There were. And Martismo pulls up a quote. Harry saw Charlie Weasley overtaking Horace Slughorn. When I read that the first time, I thought Slughorn slipped sides.
So did I. So did I.
And I got freaked out. But no, it just meant that he was running past him.
Yeah.
Who was still wearing his emerald green pajamas. They seem to have returned with I don't know what that says. What looked like families and friends of every Hogwarts student who had remained to fight. So that part there, every Hogwarts student that had remained to fight, which says, basically, if you read between the lines, no Slytherins. But I don't know necessarily. And then it says, along with shopkeepers and homeowners of Hogsmeade. But
we also have to remind ourselves that like we're only seeing this from Harry's point of view.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He can't see everything. He can't
no,
see all the Hogwarts.
Well, he has tunnel vision. He's got a mission. He's
Yeah,
got to
which
do
is-
it. He literally slips that cloak off, goes for Voldemort, sees Ginny almost die, goes away from Voldemort to save Ginny's life, but then Molly steps in. That's how important Ginny is to him, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
he
I
knows
know.
he could end this and he could go like make a beeline right for Voldemort, but he sees that Ginny almost gets hit with a killing curse and he changes his path to go to. He loves her, you guys. So if you don't ship that, get serious. Not Sirius Black. But what was I going with this? But no, he has that mission. So we literally only see Harry's tunnel vision in this. So you are right. But I'm going to step back on what I said. Like, I think maybe some of age Slytherins did come back.
I think, too, that, like, I think that your original point that you made, like the part that I disagree with is that she wrote Slytherins with the sole purpose of us disliking them, because I think that to Harry at 11, that was what we were meant to see.
Mm-hmm.
But like you also kind of see the growth of Slytherins even outside of Harry thinking about them, because like you see Draco's growth and you see Snape's growth, and we know that they're Slytherin, so like she does attempt to somewhat like redeem them to a point.
They all only really get that last redeemable moment.
Yeah.
Regulus,
Yeah.
Snape,
Yeah.
Malfoy. Lucius doesn't get one because he sucks.
Yeah.
Narcissa.
Mm-hmm.
Is it canon that she's a Slytherin?
I mean,
I
I would
think
assume,
so.
she would be
But-
because of Luscious.
But I just think that like
She's a pureblood, though.
she wrote it the way that she wrote it because we were kind of watching the growth of Slytherin through Harry's eyes. So Harry realizes the redemption in Slytherin, I think first probably through Regulus. And he's like, oh, that's interesting, because like I know how much Sirius hated his family.
Yeah.
But look at what Regulus did. It was actually really good and really brave, and like,
Well, in the end.
yeah. I mean, like, he made wrong decisions, but like
Ooh, so many.
he got there. And I think that Regulus got there, and this shows the positive side of Slytherins with like how, yes, he did kind of like he did turn after doing some horrific things, but
What do we know that he's done?
he's a Death Eater. I mean,
We don't know. You're just assuming they do horrific things.
So we're gonna.
We don't
assume
know
that
what
he did
level,
some
like,
hurt.
you don't think that,
branded
like-
Voldemort's sign on your arm. It's pretty crappy.
I mean, I don't disagree with
You're
that, but like
literally like a racist and a bigot and a horrible person.
I don't disagree with that. But like, what if all he's ever done for Voldemort was like sweep some halls or something? Not
But I
saying
mean,
he doesn't
at the,
believe
at
in
the
those
end
things.
at the end of the day, though, like you're on the wrong side. And like in my opinion, if you are a sympathizer, it's just as bad, because you could stand up
That's Narcissa.
and say things
I don't disagree.
and you don't. Like, it's kind of like,
But I
it's
also
kind
think
of
we
like,
forget that he's also a kid that's what all he's grown up with, like Draco. That's all he's grown up with.
Who are we talking
And we
about?
can't
Regulus.
Regulus and Draco. Really, they both. And granted, we've seen Draco do more horrendous things.
What are we arguing about?
I was just trying to get to the point of saying that like Regulus is on the wrong path, but then it's not so much his self-preservation, but like his family preservation that like changes him. So it's like he's on the wrong path. He's doing things for the wrong reason. He's a Death Eater. He's with Voldemort. But then that Slytherin trait of like loyalty to those close to you and self-preservation in that sense, she shows like the good side of that and is like, this is what it made him do. You know what I'm saying? So like she's showing like the arc of a Slytherin where it's like it took him a long time to get there, but he got there. And like this is the positivity of these traits that you can see in Slytherin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then like Draco, it's kind of the same thing. Like he's ambitious, but at the same time, like he's very pushed by family. So then it like makes him come into his own and realize, whoa, maybe this like isn't the right path for me. And like I can
Whoa, bro.
still have Slytherin characteristics, but not be a sympathizer to Voldemort. You know?
Now, how often do you think kids read this far in?
Probably not.
They don't,
as
but
much.
that's why I feel like she doesn't get there until her readers were older.
I think she doesn't get there until she gets to Snape, if I'm honest.
I just think that Regulus is the first glimpse of it. Well, I mean, we see it
When it's plain in front of you, though.
Yeah, I will say, reading it the first time, I didn't get
No, absolutely
like
not.
Regulus at all.
Uh-uh.
I mean, you
No,
didn't
but
see like
no-
the good that he did in the end.
Yes, but it's more in your face with Snape and with Narcissa. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's easier for kids because we have to think kids aren't doing what we're doing unless they're in a class with it. But, you know, it's not in your face. This is a redeemable person with these good traits coming out until it's like, oh, Snape's a good guy. And, oh, Narcissa lied to save Harry.
Maybe it's just because, I mean, I guess when I was reading it, I didn't identify as a Slytherin, but, like, I always picked up on Regulus being a Slytherin and, like, realizing, he was a good guy.
I just, like,
I mean,
I brushed by it so fast.
You know me. I don't know. I, like, literally, I'm talking to this day that I'm like, my reading comprehension's not great. And reading the 7th book, I'm 17, in a car ride driving to Toledo, didn't think about it.
I just think that, like, she
read this
waited
far
to
into
get,
my books.
She waited to get to these types of topics until the later books for a reason, because, like, she knew that most of her audience was growing up with the series, and, like, they wouldn't even comprehend something like this until the final book. You know what I mean?
I don't know, to be honest with you, if I have that much, I don't want to say faith in her, because, like, I know she's talked about people, like, being surprised that, like, they think that she doesn't like Hufflepuffs or whatever, and she's like, I don't know why you'd say that, blah 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 blah, but, like,
You called them
it's
duffers.
written in there, you know what I mean? Like, it's written. I don't know.
Well, when people started really enjoying these books and they wanted to be these houses and stuff, it's like, you don't want to say people don't want to be in Hufflepuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think
I mean, and
I would have done it too if I
need to remember that, again, we were looking at this through Harry's eyes. So, like, what are Gryffindors gonna say about the other houses potentially?
you
But also,
all
like,
suck.
You know, the very first thing the very first few things he's heard about Hufflepuffs, for example, aren't great. And, you know, and then
Not
he's hearing,
Slytherin,
like,
not Slytherin.
yeah, like,
you
he's
know?
hearing things, like, about who's in the Slytherin house. So, like, yeah, he's getting it from, like, people that already have their biases towards these other houses.
Well, and also, like we said, like, nobody thinks that people are going to be sitting around a table discussing this and talking about it this way and dissecting it and picking it apart. And it's like, if I wrote books and like she did, and I said these things about that, and then I discovered, oh gosh, all these people like it and they want more and they want to be a part of this world that I created. Yeah, you're great. You're awesome. You're not mean. You're not cold. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they weren't written, in my opinion, for people to do this to them.
Yeah. Like my dad says about, like, things like, I wonder why they did that. And he'll be like, it was written in the script. That's why they did that. You know what I mean?
My dad says that as well. Is that a dad thing?
I really like what Marchismo pointed out too, and, like, this is a little bit just off topic from, like, this book right now, but he said, I mean, let's be honest, a wizard Hitler was destroying the UK in the 90s. Where was any other wizard country? Like, think about World War II. Like,
Right.
Hitler was a thing, and the whole world basically banded together on two different sides and fought about it.
But
Whereas,
think
like,
about the U.S. They did not get involved
They were
right
very
away.
late to the party.
well, I know.
and I say they, like, I'm not an American.
No, I get it, but, like, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
everybody became involved at one point or another.
Where's everybody else?
Where's everybody else? Where's Makuza?
Well, maybe they're staying out of it, you know?
Well, and maybe part of that, and I don't know.
Well, and we do
maybe
have to
part
think,
of that is with Grindelwald and everything that we don't know what's happened yet.
what did they do for...
Yes. And
Well, we
maybe
know
they just don't wanna,
Dumbledore
like,
did something, but he's
do-
one person.
do one of those things where, like,
Not the
we don't want to
ministry.
get involved again. And I'm not saying this is correct at all, but I'm just saying maybe that, I don't know, maybe that's what we're going to not see, basically.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I also don't know, like, how far Voldemort really got.
Well, if you think about the Second War, it's short.
Yeah.
That whole battle happened in one stinking night.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, there was time to get involved, but there wasn't. Because if you have to think about, the Ministry was ignoring the fact for so long that he had returned. Then the Ministry was infiltrated. You know, that's scary for somebody else to get involved in. It is what it is. Take me to the lightning bolt round.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna do our new little code here.
Wait, I got it. Do you want me to do it?
Oh God,
yeah,
what are
go
you
for
talking
it.
about?
Oh shoot, we just doubled up. Whoa.
What?
All right, so no one say anything.
So, Vinny created a code to bring all of the lightning questions in one post for us.
Vinny, why are you so smart?
Because Katie, for the past however many months or years, has literally just been copy pasting all of the questions as the episode goes on.
I almost was like, how did we do this in the beginning? And then I remembered we did the lightning ball questions. I
Yeah.
was very good at it.
You were great.
Yeah. And then I was just like, yeah, I don't have any.
I know. Every single time. We'd
What
be like,
color cushion would you like in the room of requirement?
Purple.
To fight on.
Purple.
So Vinny.
Red, so you can't see my blood in case I get hurt.
Oh.
Oh my
That's
god.
why Deadpool.
God.
That's why he, at least from the movie, that's why his stuff is red. So when he fights, I'm sorry.
You're
Okay.
interesting.
Vinny asks, what would be the name of your room of requirement centric fan fiction?
I'm sorry. Repeat.
What would be the name of your room of requirement centric fan fiction?
Saucy. I don't know. It's the first thing that
I
came into my
don't know.
mind.
I have one, but it's not appropriate,
You guys
so
know
I'm
I
not gonna
don't
say
do
it.
fan fiction.
What's a story that you think could happen in the room of requirement?
The
That's
risque room.
The room where it happened. That's also one, a book, and two, that's a song from Hamilton, which will be out by the time this comes out.
Oh my
And I'll
God, I
probably
can't
watched
wait to
it, a
finally
million
see
times.
it. I've never seen it.
Also, swimming and diving will be out in Animal Crossing. Just saying.
Can't wait to dive for them.
Dude, my
Star
island
Wars.
is probably just chock full of weeds.
What?
I've not been on in
Your
weeks.
island?
Yeah.
Mm.
My island's bad too, guys.
Yeah.
I got my dream villager, but anyway,
I don't know.
I'm still waiting on mine to come around.
I'm just saying that it would involve Remus and Lily.
Mine would be just
Yeah.
food trucks. We're just eating. It's fine.
Just snacks from all the places.
The-
Speaking of food trucks,
room
you know what
of
I
many
haven't eaten
snacks.
obviously in months, and one they were closed during the whole Corona thing.
I thought you were gonna
Barrio.
say the Cold War.
Well, I don't think they were around during then, but Barrio,
You know what I haven't had in a while?
Big League Chew.
You're not wrong.
All right, next question comes from Mia.
Mia.
All-time fave. Expedition Roasters flavor. Looking to place a new order.
Meg, what's that one called?
Big hearted butterscotch.
With Alice.
Oh,
It's
Oh.
legit my freaking favorite. I'm
yes,
gonna look
we
it up
love
right
it.
now.
It's the Alice in Wonderland flavor.
If you loved it so much, why don't you remember its name?
I don't know.
I like the butterscotch, and I
Dark
like
side.
Dark side.
Dark side is delicious.
I have 3 things of it, and Tiffany's like, I have another one for you. I'm like, I haven't even cracked into the ones I have at home.
Yes, the coffee
Because I don't let myself have it all the time because it's like a treat.
What is it
Because
called?
I don't want to waste the good
Coffee
coffee.
crumb cake. That's right. Isaiah asked, "What would you name the DA instead?"
Does it have to start with DNA? Can it be anything?
I say yeah.
DNA.
Let's keep it as DA, but come up with different
Well,
words.
that's another
for it.
question that I think Vinny asks as well.
Okay.
Diabolical awesomeness.
Ooh, I like that.
Dangerous
Deadly assault.
assassin. I said dangerous assassins.
Are we doing a serious name and then a silly name? Because that's another question. Vinny asks, give a sillier name to the DA.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that was your serious ones. Let me think.
What's
of-
your
I
serious
don't. What would I do for a serious?
Oh, I killed Sirius Black.
Dark axe.
oh, that's a good one. I was gonna say Donut Army.
Doofus Alliance.
Distinctly average.
Dude's all right.
Oh man. Isaiah also asks, do you think Dumbledore had a conversation with the house elves about payment and they simply turned him down?
Probably.
Probably, I would think so.
Yeah.
Well, I think that if they I don't, in my mind, the ones that work at Hogwarts aren't enslaved. If they wanted to
Right.
leave, Dumbledore would be like, go ahead, and if you want to come back, you're always welcome. You know what I mean?
They probably have it the best out of
I agree.
any of them.
Well, and I think that there's probably a lot of families that are very caring to their house elves. I don't know.
Isaiah also asks, why is Hermione so willing to trust Dumbledore when he's the one allowing the house elves to slave away?
Ooh, that's a
I
good
have an
point.
answer to this.
What? Read
She's
it
picking
again.
and choosing why she trusts people.
No, read it again. Read it again.
No,
Read
why
the
do you
question.
think Hermione's so willing to trust Dumbledore when he's the one allowing the house elves to slave away? And I think that the answer to that would be we kind of learn it in Goblet of Fire because she is happily surprised when the house elves basically confirm that Dumbledore is offering pay. Well, Dobby says, I'm getting paid time off. Like, he's making me take vacation. And she was like, oh, well, that's nice.
And I think
that's probably why.
and presented with the choice, you know, I don't think the house elves want it if they don't, you know.
Also, like,
Say
not to
yes.
be that kind of like, but what would they need the money for? Like, what are you gonna use? Like,
Maybe
I
they
don't
want to
know.
go and buy a quill in Hogsmeade to write letters to their family house elves in other situations.
I still want to know if there are like wild house elves or like a village of house elves or whatever.
yeah, they're wild.
that'd
They
be
party
cool.
every Friday.
Drinking all that butterbeer.
Having a party. Wow, wow, wow. Party.
All right, give me another one.
Courtney asks, do you think Neville won his father's wand with his determination in the DA?
No, sorry.
I don't think it ever really worked properly for him.
That's not how wands work. Ollivander would say, "Oh nay nay."
Yeah, because I think you'd have to win it from his father for it to.
Correct.
But at the same time,
What are
there
you
are
looking at?
wands that you
Oh,
could
a
still
joke.
quote have won, and the
Use.
allegiance does not switch to you. It's
Yeah.
not always
Because
the
it
case.
depends on their flexibility.
I think it
You
depends
have
on
to
the
actually
wand and the people.
Take
Yeah.
it from the owner of the wand in order for it to switch.
But I think that doesn't
allegiance.
always like.
And it doesn't even always work.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like that's why Ollivander warned them about using Bellatrix's wand, because even though they technically won it, its
Hers is one of
allegiance was
those
so
ones-
strong
yeah.
to her that it would be dangerous to use it still.
Correctamundo.
Sam asks,
I'm just gonna bring back 90s sayings. I'm doing it. I don't
Do
care
it.
what anybody says.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it well.
Sam asks, what made up creature would you tell Mr. Lovegood about and he would believe you?
A farfanugan.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't that a cookie?
I have no idea.
Mine would be a floofernufer.
You stole my F sound.
Yeah, I did, but I
Cotton-headed ninny muggin.
Katie.
would totally
I
believe
would call it a sasa.
Oh my gosh. Brandon Prime asks, since it's Swish's anniversary tomorrow, the day that we're recording it's tomorrow, did the pod's success growth exceed your expectations this past year, and what do you hope the future holds?
Yes, and I don't know.
I'd say yes, and snacks is what the future holds.
I'm here for that.
I just want to, when all of this is over, just traveling and meeting and talking and live potting and all that again.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I just want our plans for this year to
I was
come
just
back to
gonna say that.
fruition.
Like
for
everything-
next year, like LeakyCon and Kent and
Everything we had planned for this year. That's what I want for the future.
yeah. It definitely, I mean, the pod always exceeds our expectations. I mean, like, you guys are just amazing
The best.
for listening to us and caring about us and being there for us. And
I would say that's the part that surprises me the most, that people think I'm funny, and that they like listen to us. I'm like, all right. I feel like, not to say these other ladies aren't great, but I'm like,
I'm great. I know that for a
I'm
fact.
like, y'all listen to us for 2 hours. Like, I don't want to listen to myself for 5 seconds, which
Pretty
is why
awesome.
I talk a lot.
yeah, I don't know. Expectations for, no, not expectations, what the future holds. I want Tiffany and Sarah to be able to come and visit us in Florida safely, enjoy time at Universal,
I just wanna
enjoy
chill.
time
Jokes
together.
on them. Once they move, never gonna see them again. Bye.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I want
just-
Kent to happen
Hey,
next
Never
year.
gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Me seeing.
We're
them
gonna have a
before
little bit of a hand in Kent next year, I think, on a planning committee of sorts.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
that. What?
Well, we did a little bit this year, but then it just kind of like,
Yeah.
Didn't get to go nowhere.
Y'all, this is news to me.
well, Katie and I went to meetings. It was fun though. But yeah, I hope that I hope it happens.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh my gosh.
What else?
Is that all?
That's all I got.
Oh, that's all for the questions.
We gotta get back to like asking questions.
All right, let's
ourselves.
ask our own then.
What happened in this chapter?
Yeah, I was like, what the heck did we read?
What spell would you try first? Would you go straight in with Expelliarmus, or would you be like Avada Kedavra?
Oh my god.
Zach
I'm
Smith,
going-
You doubted me. Bye.
I'm going straight for green lights.
I think that Expelliarmus is a really good first spell.
Yeah.
agree.
It's
Or like
yeah.
a simple jinx.
Tarantellegra.
Or like
What'd you say?
Tarantellegra.
Is that like here now your nose is stuffed up?
a
and you need
shield
Allegra?
charm,
they
perhaps?
dance. It makes you dance.
I said a shield charm, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm into that.
Are
I'm into that.
Okay.
I like shields.
How many hats do you think Dobby had on his head?
He's
40.
12.
I was gonna say 12.
Me too.
Dang
I was
it.
gonna say 13, then I did 12.
What other questions can I ask you? Now, do you all remember? I don't know about your school, and honestly, I don't know about yours. But I know at my high school, when we had meetings,
It was
Especially-
my high school.
especially for the first
Our
one,
nausea.
they always had snacks.
Yes.
So first of all, shame on them. Did you like the first club meeting of the year? Never had, you guys didn't have
What
snacks?
club was I in? I was in sports.
I wasn't
Well,
really
I
in
was
any
in
clubs
business
either.
club. I was in Peace and Justice. There was one.
What was
meeting-
your Peace and Justice Club about?
Like social justice.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was in it for like 3 or 4 years. I was like the VP of both of those. So, what you say about that? No, I think I was the president of one and the vice president.
See,
of
what
another.
you say about that? You don't even know what you did.
No, I was the vice president of both of them because I remember saying like, "Oh, I was the vice president of Peace and Justice and Business Club," and someone was like, "Peace and Justice and Business Club? That's like a weird combination." I was
Oh
like,
my
"Oh no,
God.
they're two separate things," and I liked them a lot. Anyways, but we always had snacks. So first of all, shame on Harry. Y'all needed snacks.
Shame on the room
Agreed.
of requirement.
Yeah, it should have known.
Well, but like if
Should have
it
been like,
just,
you need sus.
I
But,
bet
like,
they
I
got
don't-
protein shakes on the way out the door.
I don't think that the
What
room can
powder?
like bring like conjure for, you know what I mean, like whatever that law is, like even the room is beholden
Gamps.
until the law.
Made
Yeah.
with almond milk.
So
yeah.
tell me 3 things each you would want in your room,
Snack-wise?
It could be a drink or a snack or both.
Water.
Well, that's given. Water's given. Y'all get water because you know that
you
majority.
need
If
water.
you don't know this by now, everybody, majority of your makeup is water.
All right. Are we talking about just anything I want?
You need
Yeah,
snacks.
anything you want.
I need
Snacks.
First
snacks.
meeting of the year.
I'm gonna protein up. First of all, I'm gonna drink some pre-workout. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Honestly, I really like eating just like turkey.
Not a fan, but that's okay.
Turkey slices are good.
I hate turkey.
I'm gonna get so swole. You don't even know.
You don't even know. What's your third thing?
I don't know.
Want nuts? Some peanuts? I love peanuts.
I want
Spanish peanuts.
ooh
Want some ice cream?
a big ol' salad with all the things.
Okay.
You have like a salad bar.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Okay. That's your snack. This is
Oh.
a small salad.
That's not really a snack, is it?
She eats it for breakfast, though.
I did eat one for breakfast. I really wanted.
She eats the weirdest
Hey,
I
things
call
for
it a big
breakfast.
salad.
sometimes-
It's like from Seinfeld. She wants the big salad. It's got all the
Right.
things in it. But that's not really a snack. You're right. I don't know.
I mean, turkey really isn't either, but I'll allow
Beef
it.
jerky.
God, I could go for some jerky. Megan, 3 things.
Walker's shortbread cookies.
Okay.
You went the completely different route of me.
Crunchy bars.
It's a crunchy bar.
Oh my
Heaven
God.
in a
It's
little package.
honeycomb dipped in chocolate. So good.
Honeycomb is actually pretty good.
Where can you get these?
England?
Can you get them in America?
No.
Bridget gets them in her snack box every once in a while.
There you go. Just get
They're
a
not
snack
made
box.
here, and it's a sin because they're the best chocolate bar
I
ever.
love the candy that comes over that is black currant flavor.
Everything is black currant, but it's so good.
It's so good. What's your third? So you want the crunchy, the other thing, and what's your third?
Walker's shortbread cookies.
Yeah, that was the second. That was the
Crunchy
first
bar.
Uh huh.
Scones with clotted cream and jam.
Catherine.
Gotta have
Can
the
only
clotted
pick
cream and
3
jam.
snacks?
I'll let you have 4.
Wow. I want some popcorn.
Take me out to the mall.
Yeah.
She asked for 4 and can't get past 1.
Well, she technically didn't ask. I told her I'd give her 4.
S'mores.
Ooh.
Right? Yeah, now I can't think of any. Ice cream. An ice cream bar.
A Sunday bar.
I almost said that.
Mm-hmm.
Great idea.
And 4. I'll pick something semi-healthy and say almonds.
Almonds are a great snack and you can put them in your popcorn.
Exactly, and they're delicious.
Oh no, I don't like putting things in my popcorn
Not even
because I don't want. No, I don't super care for M&Ms. But I don't think I would like thinking I'm eating chocolate. I mean, thinking I'm eating popcorn and then like have something else. It's
can
just
see
not. It's
that.
just not. It's not
I
for
get it.
me.
I get it.
For me, I would probably do peanuts because I'm on a peanut kick. I love peanuts, although I don't like peanut butter. Maybe do like wings, like hot wings, or like breaded, like boneless wings, which are not really wings; they're just chunks of chicken.
I should have said a cheese tray.
Oh, man, I want
Drop
chicken tenders.
The ball.
I would probably do like a meat and cheese spread, you know, like
Crackers
salami
and
and cheese. Yeah.
Little pepperonis on
Or
there.
charcuterie board, as one would say.
With the little like skinless almonds that are super delicious.
How do you
Those are
skin
really
an
good.
almond?
I don't know,
Very
but they're like
carefully.
so good.
Why are they so good?
Because I hate the texture of the almond skin in my mouth.
I can understand that.
I can't understand.
I'm not a
that.
huge almond fan. I won't.
It's
You know what
dry
I do?
and papery, but then whenever you get the almonds that are skinless, they're like nice and oily and salty and
Is
delicious.
anybody else like sucking the salt off of peanuts before you eat them?
But like,
You can do that with the skinless almonds.
So I used to do like when we go to the ball game, my dad would get a bag of like peanuts still in the shell, and I would suck. This is so gross.
You
I would
suck
suck
the shell first.
and then eat the peanut. Mm-hmm.
You're a crazy person.
But like, I love peanuts.
You should have a potato bar.
Baked
Although
potato.
I'm very weary about it because a lot of times like it's all cold.
No, it's the room requirement. It's warm.
It's required to be hot.
Yeah.
That's why I'm always in there.
It's perfect for it's like personally, the temperature is like personally set for every person. Like when you walk in, if you want it cold, it feels cold. If you want it warm, it feels warm.
That.
Yeah, it's perfect in all ways.
just like me. And Mary Poppins, she's practically perfect in every way.
I would be cozy. You'd be chilly.
Now, what
yeah.
drink would you like? I think a nice, like if it's a cold day, I would like a tea, like a nice hot tea.
I would love tea.
Tea.
Go for tea.
But also
I'd
like
also-
an option for a cold brew.
I wouldn't hate a red wine.
I can't drink those anymore.
I'd like a Moscato.
They wrecked my life. I like a good old root beer.
Root beer. It's too sweet for me now that I'm old.
Okay.
No, like I had it though, because
I
I'm
know
not a
that
huge pop
feeling.
drinker. And I had one not recently, and I was like, "Oh my, Lanta, like this is sweet."
I like a good root beer once in a while.
And you know what I don't care for that a lot of people do? I don't care for root beer floats at all.
You are an
I don't like, you know, when
insane
like
human.
the between the ice cream and like the
Yes.
pop makes that thing.
Yes.
I hate
That's
that.
like one of
I
the
don't really
greatest
like that either.
parts.
And like,
Part.
and Jen loves them. She's like, "That's the best part." I'm like, I literally
Do you like Coke floats?
I don't know. I've never had a Coke flavor.
You've never had a Coke float? Don't you remember back in the day when Burger King offered Coke floats and you got a free Coke glass with it?
Bro, we didn't go to Burger King.
Yeah, I'm not a Burger King family.
We went to Wendy's.
We went to Mickey D's.
Burger King was right by my house. And let
Chocolate
me tell you,
Coke
we had
floats.
so many of those Coke glasses.
McDonald's did that too, and I still have some Coke glasses from McDonald's. from when
Speaking of
I-
McDonald's, I think I'm gonna get Alana a special lunch tomorrow.
Mm.
If you ask her if she wants a Happy Meal, she flips. Happy
You should bring her over
Meal.
tomorrow.
I am. We're having a pool day.
Oh.
Because it's
You
supposed to
could
be
read the fan
nice.
story.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
can
done.
I don't think I have any more questions.
I'm done.
I? Okay. This fan story is a blast from the past. It's all the way from 2018.
What?
Simpler
Right.
time when things were better.
Truthfully, this one comes from Louise. Hi, ladies. I absolutely love your podcast.
Hope you're still listening.
She then goes on to talk about some of her like Instagram handles. I don't know if she wants me to share that, so I won't, but it was very sweet. So fan story. Until around 3 years ago, I was probably what you would call a mild Harry Potter fan. I was 17 at the time, but I had only ever seen the movies. Of course, I loved them, but I had no idea how deep the universe of Harry Potter really was. My sister finally convinced me to read the books, so before my family and I went on a big trip overseas, I went ahead and bought the entire set secondhand and brought the first 2 books with me on the trip. It's safe to say that from the moment Harry found out he was a wizard, I was absolutely hooked. I couldn't put the book down. It got to a point where my mom had to remind me to enjoy the holiday. By the time we got home, I had finished both books, and I was determined to finish the entire series, which I eventually did. I sorted myself on Pottermore and found out that I was a Ravenclaw, which was so perfect for me. My Patronus is a stoat, and my wand is Hollywood with a unicorn hair core and 11 inches long. I've always been into the fantasy genre, and over time, Harry Potter became my escape from reality. I went through a rough time in high school and dealt with a lot of feelings of depression and anxiety, but I always had Harry Potter to come back to. Like everyone says, Hogwarts will always be there to welcome you home. I recently moved to Canada from Australia on my own, and the first few months were incredibly difficult. My anxiety was at its peak, and it got to a point where I felt as if I was incapable of doing anything. I work in housekeeping, so I decided to start listening to the audiobooks at work while I cleaned. I instantly started feeling better. I was back at home at Hogwarts once again. Once I finished the audiobooks, I started looking for other outlets. My friend suggested listening to a podcast, so I stumbled across Swish and Flick. I found myself smiling and laughing out loud as I cleaned the rooms listening to you guys talk about Harry Potter. Not only do you provide great content and things to talk about, but you are hilarious and make my days at work 1,000 times better. Since starting your podcast, I have been offered a new, much better job, made some great new friends who are also into Harry Potter, and overall I'm feeling optimistic beyond belief. I was letting my anxiety take over again, but I'm happy that I'll always have Harry Potter and Swish and Flick to bring me back. Thank you for always making my day and providing us all with an amazing outlet where we can all share our thoughts and speculations on the Potter universe. You guys are amazing. Sincerely, a thankful Ravenclaw.
Aw. Thank you for your story.
Yeah, that is so awesome because I'm getting ready for a big move, so this kind of hit me hard in a good way because I let my anxiety take over a lot, and sometimes it doesn't allow me to feel excited about the things that I want to feel excited about. And I've recently come to terms with that, and I'm letting it go and being adventurous.
Yeah.
So thank
Incredibly
you.
brave to be like just do a huge move to a whole nother country.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
It's awesome.
It's absolutely incredible.
And thank you for like,
What a brave Ravenclaw.
right?
Yeah.
Thank you for
Mhm.
giving us a chance, and I'm glad that we make you laugh. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
You
Very
rule.
cool.
I got jokes.
How many?
Just one.
Oh, okay. So you have a joke.
I have a joke. I mean, there's more jokes listed here, but I just picked one. All right.
They're
Why doesn't Voldemort have glasses?
Because he has a nose.
It's nobody knows, guys.
Oh.
Funny.
How
Not.
hilarious are
I
you?
used to do that all the time when I was a kid. I'd be like, you're not like, haha, it's
Funny.
so funny. I forgot to laugh.
Not. I'm telling you, we're bringing the 90s jokes back.
Oh, cute. Bravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
All right. Did you guys know that you can follow us on social media?
What?
We're on
Do this
Facebook.
joke every time.
Which one, me or her?
Both of you.
We are Swish and Flick Podcast on Facebook, Swish Flick Cast on Twitter and Instagram, and we also have a YouTube channel, which I highly recommend subscribing to because half of Swish and Flick is going to live approximately 30 minutes away from Universal Orlando, and you know what that means? We
Nothing.
gonna vlog. So go and subscribe, turn the little bell on,
Ding.
and make sure that you are ready to watch some vloggage. So
I don't like that term,
I like it.
vloggage.
I like
Vloggage.
it. I like it. I like
Sounds
it.
not nice.
You can also follow all of your hosts on social media somewhere, and I will tell you where right now. Myself and Katie are on Twitter and Instagram at the Peters Family. Tiffany is on Twitter and Instagram at tiffswish_flick, and Sarah is on Instagram at O'Malley with 3 H's.
Too many H's that you had in
Oh.
there.
Just 3.
Mally.
Mally.
I I just watched the cats fight on Discord.
Also known as Nodnarb.
Ooh, not narp.
Ooh,
Not no.
It sounds like
Also-
Simish. Is that what the Sims say? Is that their language? Is it called Simish?
Oh
I
yeah,
think
I
so.
forgot.
Simlish or Simish.
Similar.
Also, if you would like to support this podcast, we are on Patreon at patreon.com/swishflickcast. Patreon gives you access to our episodes a day early, our notes that we use to record, Discord,
Bonus episodes.
also like
You can
cool
guest
stuff in the
star.
mail, and
Like,
twice a year we send out boxes
Of swag.
of swag, and they
Swish swag.
are cool. And I'm just saying, when this episode comes out, hopefully by now your Phoenix Plus boxes for July are in the mail. If not, they will be soon.
take
So
your time.
I'm so excited for it. Actually, my mom called me today and she was like, UPS is here with like 5 boxes. And I'm like, yeah, that's accurate. She's like, is this stuff going with you to Florida? And I'm like, heck no. So, yeah, a ton of stuff got delivered. I'm super duper excited to put it all together and mail it out to everybody. It's gonna be great.
And Meg's been creating.
It's gonna
I
be great. It's gonna be
haven't.
great. It's gonna be great.
We have probably by the time this comes out, we'll already have announced it on social media, but we have new stickers on our website, and I'm super excited about them, and they're super cool, and you should go and check them out at swishflickcast.com because
Pronto.
I am in love with some of our new stuff that we ordered. So I can't wait to post them on social media. We're going to take cool pictures. Katie and I will probably take some and get cool pictures in Universal too with them.
Neato.
Julio. That's all I got. But Tiffany, what you got?
I'm going to have a 2-year-old
Yeah.
tomorrow. Can't believe it. I'm going to go blow up some balloons and throw them in her room.
It's so cute.
But, yeah. Cleaned the basement today.
It looks fantastic.
Hours.
Literally hours.
Throwing things away,
I did
putting
not
things
help.
in donation, organizing. But it was,
Does
It
it
is good.
feel good though?
yeah. There's just a pile of trash outside, though.
Yeah, but it feels really good when it's gone.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, we've been doing that for forever. Feels like weeks. It has been weeks. We just keep getting rid of stuff every day.
I'm still reading Eye of the World. I'm on chapter 2 now. No, but I'm pretty far in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Or
I finished
whatever.
it.
I'm so excited. Don't say anything.
I really liked it.
I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. I haven't played video games in a while. I'm just trying to get ready for people to come stay with me. My family's coming to visit me for the first time in a very, very long time. So
It's exciting.
that's what I've been doing. That's
Cool. Yeah, so I finished The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I really, really enjoyed it. I highly recommend if you're a fan of The Hunger Games to read it. I was skeptical whenever I heard that President Snow was going to be like the main character,
it.
but it's just very interesting. I want to have people to talk to about it.
I know the feeling, Tiffany.
But I really like it. And I started Red, White, and Royal Blue next, which I'm really enjoying. Which, if you're looking for like an LGBTQ book, it's one.
Did you see that
good.
there's like a new series, and I think it might be based on like the Love Simon, and it's called something else, and I think the main character, I'm doing a lot of things to talk about this. It's called Love Someone. Well, it's Love, and then I forget the guy's name, but I think he's bisexual. And I was like,
It's
ooh,
called Love Someone.
this looks like something I want to watch. Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt you. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, Katie and I are taking advantage of cooler days to try and pack we're not doing the best of jobs
Love Victor is the name of the show.
because we still have a lot to do. And I'm getting slightly nervous to fit all of our stuff into our pod. But we're just going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Because let me tell you. So we moved into this place in Cleveland this time last year. And we have never fit into that apartment. Like, it's just been super frustrating. Not only because, like, we didn't like it right off the bat. So we, like, never settled. But on top of that, we just, like, always had too much stuff. Like, we just never fit into the space. So I was like, listen, we are getting the smallest size pod and we are fitting into it, and that's all we can take. And I just feel like it's going to make my life so much less anxiety filled, because clutter gives me anxiety, I've realized.
Same.
As soon as there's clutter, it like puts me in a bad mood immediately. And I can't deal with it anymore. So yeah, so we're going to have to figure that out, because the more boxes we pack, I'm like, where is this going to fit in the pod?
And I have more things to give you too.
Swish might be sending me stuff in the mail. We'll see what happens. So
This stuff is heavy.
yeah, we'll see. We're just gonna have to fit what we can fit. But yeah, Katie, what's different with you?
I am the ultimate champion in Pokemon, and I beat the game.
What's
so
Pokemon? What do you call it? What is it?
Pokemon
Pokemon.
or Pokemon.
The way you know.
You can say it either way.
You
Pokemon.
just gave me a look that you didn't even know you gave me of disapproval from the way I said it.
What?
I won't ever say it again. You could do Pokemon, and then you looked down and was like, whatever. Then you looked at me. You did. I saw it, Katie.
I love you, Sasa.
You're mean today. Just kidding. I still love you.
I love you too. Just
How
packing.
excited are you for the Animal Crossing update?
So excited. So excited.
Mermaid
freaking
furniture. Mermaid
I'm
furniture.
gonna swim. I'm gonna
Mermaid
dive.
Furniture.
I'm gonna talk to that cute otter. Excited.
Oh yeah. He's gonna give us all the recipes. We're gonna make a little mermaid room. Disney World be hopping on our island.
Meg's
All right.
raising the roof over here. But yeah, that's about it.
Oh, man.
I want to extend a very happy anniversary to you guys.
What was that? Was that
Swish.
English?
Oh.
And then I love you guys.
Yeah. What is this? Our
So
how
the
many
day,
years is this?
The day after we are
3?
recording this, we became Swish.
Swish and Flick
birthed
became a thing
on the 26th of June.
in
3 years ago.
2017.
Correct.
18, 19,
Our first
20. So
episode.
we've been around for 3 years.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
What
Get her
up?
down. Yep.
Sasa, can I shout out something first?
Sure.
All right. So, a friend of mine, her name is Jessica, has an Etsy shop called Com Crafts, KOM, and crafts with a K, and she does string art. And
Ooh.
I had her make me a Deathly Hallows string art, and it's awesome. She also has some other Potter ones on there, like
Isn't she a listener as well?
Harry's, like his hair, scar, and glasses,
Cute.
Ooh.
and then the Deathly Hallows one.
I like that love one.
Coolio.
Yeah. And so if you want to go ahead, look at her shop. She's got a Facebook page. Go in there, tell her Swish and Flick sent you. If you like any of her things, go purchase. She's a good egg.
Yeah, we like her. I mean that in a genuine sense, not the mean way I feel like I just said it.
I thought it sounded all right.
Okay. Me, what is going on with my life? I've had a pretty terrible week. So just keep my family in their prayers, in your thoughts and prayers, good vibes, all that stuff. We can use them. I'm still reading The Great Hunt. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Send me things if you want me to read them or like watch them, like television shows and such things. I will shout out. I was on, well, I don't know when they're coming out. They might be out by then. he has me, or I don't know, he recorded it. By the time this comes out, it might be out. I don't know. But Heroes of the Horn, they talk about the Wheel of Time series or book series. Andy also recorded something for Hyperspace Hangout, which is his Star Wars podcast. So go check that out. Also, by the time this comes out, we know in real life that his friend, the other guy on Up Talking Token, Lane Smith, they had another baby. So congratulations to them.
Little baby girl.
So,
Another girl.
yeah. And it's my life, man. I got to study and take this test and then apply to nursing school, and that's pretty much all I'm doing.
Whee!
And I hope by the time this comes out, I'm done with the second book of the Wheel of Time series. So we'll see.
There you go.
We will see.
Good talk.
Yeah.
Nice long episode for half a stinking chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, part of this also, we were like pausing and like whatever.
True. Okay. For
Trelawney and trivia.
for
Because our trivia just happened 2 days ago, if you're listening to this on the day that it was released.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Good job, trivia players.
Congratulations to
in
the winners.
future.
I think it went swell.
Let's hope we can put that good vibe into the future. And into the beyond. That concludes this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and don't let the muggles get you down.
Amazing! Just my voice!
1, 2, 3.
I wasn't recording.
Testing 4, 5, 6.
Tomorrow, my niece is turning 2, and I was looking at her today, literally going like,
Literally gonna
how did,
cry.
like,
I
how
can't
did you
talk
get
about
so big? She's like,
I
grown.
fed and watered her.
No, but